living in my own head, constantly thoughts jumbled around, think I need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative, I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win, I'll take a stab. I wanna chase a bag, I wanna weigh, I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. Lonely now, I'll give up everything. Daunting thought, if I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many once that is so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dream, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Lonely now, I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dreams, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
All right, let's get it. Oh, what do we got? Slay the Spires getting co-op? That's kind of crazy. Let's see. Dark Heresy official episodes. What is this?
The Officio made to servants of the Imperium across the galaxy. They all share the same goal: to ensure that each and every sick or wounded individual returns to their duty, no matter the cost. Epione Spes once moved among their most prestigious circles. Born into nobility and gifted with a sharp mind, she sought to use her intellect for the good of humanity. Even after being stripped of her family and her status, she mastered the arts of diagnosis, pharmacopoeia, and chirurgery. When the Inquisition seized the station where she was working, Epione was deemed too valuable to discard. Thus, she was initiated into the Holy Ordos, where her skills and expertise gained a new and unforgiving purpose. Now, as an acolyte, Epione Spes hunts the mysterious disease consuming Scintilla, and only the God Emperor himself knows where her pursuit will lead her.
What a weird looking character though. Like those hands, man. Those like those claw finger things, they gotta go. Oh, another Warzone trailer? God, give me a break. Chapter 7. Oh, this looked hilarious.
What have we done?
Room service.
Shit!
No, thank you.
No. Okay, how do we get rid of the body? I've got it. We grab him, take the elevator to the 3rd floor, and dump him in the trash chute.
Oh, that's problematic. Don't you just hate it when you're trying to get rid of a body and then you get spotted?
Or, hear me out. We take the service stairs straight to the ground floor.
What about the guard?
You distract him, we sneak past.
How the hell do you get one of those? The guy's clueless, man. They still got God?
No. You got a better idea?
What the fuck? But he's alive in this one. His eyes aren't X'd out. Okay, he's dead here.
No? Now, we do things my way.
Damn.
We are so good.
That's hilarious, dude. What a game. The heck is this? Arrowhead. What? They added trenches? Think about how cool this game would be if they added in... Oh. Thanks for the jewels. Think about how cool this game would be if they added in more than 4 players. Like, if you could add in more than 4 players, make it like 8 or 16. Think about how sick that would be. Make it like an actual warfare. They could even increase the difficulty. They could also add, like, way more mobs. They've already got really good bones for this game because of the PvE. They could totally scale upon that. Make bigger lobbies. What kind of grenade is that? Oh, this is, oh my god. Helldivers 2. Jesus, man. I couldn't think of the damn name of it. It's Helldivers 2. Yo. Gotta fight for democracy. Yo, Call of Duty's Garbo. Call of Duty wishes it could be like Helldivers 2. I grew up playing the original Call of Duties. I don't understand how the fuck they fell off so hard. They are trying to nail home their multiplayer is where it's at. Brother, you fell off the minute you started catering to the multiplayer player base. You're dog shit now. Damn, Helldivers 2's kicking off, man. It's kicking off. Hubert? What's Hubert? I agree. Black Ops 2 was so goated. Oh my god. Man, I remember playing. Which one had the original Zombies map? Was it just Black Ops? Or was that Black Ops 2? Damn, it's been so long since I played those. I remember playing them back in high school. Well, I know World at War had the very, very, very first one, but it was the one right after that. Was that must have been Black Ops, right? Because I know that World at War added the original one. Man, so many of those lobbies were cheaters, man. You would load into a World at War lobby back in the day, and you would see people flying around with like different colored names and stuff. It was PlayStation 3 era, man. People would like mod their own consoles to do it too. I know because me and a friend did it once. But we did it to play zombies. Kino, that's it. Yeah, Black Ops. It was Black Ops. Sorry, I should have said with the theater. The theater. Sorry, that was my fault. Yeah, it was Black Ops. Black Ops 2 was also peak too because of that transit. Transit was legit. I don't remember the campaigns. I know I've played them, but it's been so... Dude, I gotta get these games again and just play through them, huh? I'm gonna have to do that maybe for stream sometime. Just to like, just to bask. You know, how's it going, Nigel? Just to feel the heyday. You know what I'm saying? Like a shot straight back to high school. There's a good chance that Marathon's going out of oh my god, dude, I can't speak today. I don't know what the fuck. There's a good chance that Marathon's getting shut down. Their player base is already starting to dwindle quickly. So there's a good chance that within the next month, I'm gonna give an estimate. I'm gonna say within the next 2 months that Marathon is gonna be shut down. Like out of the gaming space completely shut down, gone. I give it 2 months. So by the end of May. That's my view into the future, I guess. Soros looks like shit. I don't care about Soros. I think we can move on from the games. Ever since the new year, ever since January, there hasn't really been anything. I can't watch that. That's Mario Galaxy. What is this? It's another 2D. We should have quite a bit. Okay, let's go. So apparently The Bride, which is a new Frankenstein movie, just came out. It's supposed to be based on the... There's a new Turok video? I did not see that. Why is it that they don't put that... Hold on. Maybe it's because it's on PlayStation? Is Turok a PlayStation exclusive? S-O-N-Y. What the hell is this? How come it is I type in I typed in Sony and I got this? What is this? Bruh. Hello? I guess I'll have to type in PlayStation from now on. Usually I just type in Sony. They must have did something with the algorithm, dude. Everything's fucking right now. I don't know what's going on. You put it in Discord? Let me see. Everything's kerfuckied right now. Marathon is slop. Anyone trying to convince you that Marathon isn't slop is just taking copium. Let's be honest here. It's not even a joke, man. I don't see it. I don't see it in Discord. Am I missing something? Oh, there it goes. There it goes. There it goes. Never mind. There it goes. I see it now. I see it now. It is PlayStation. Why isn't it here? What the fuck? Oh, is it like an older one, maybe? Ah, that's 8 minutes. That's gameplay. I'm very skeptical about this game. I'm not gonna lie. Is this gonna be... So it says it's like Helldivers. What kind of gave it away for me is that it's another multiplayer, online only, 4-player PvE. That's kind of what's giving it away for me. Not gonna lie. Oh, dude, I love that sniper rifle. I love sniper rifles where I don't have to worry about the trajectory or the curve and all this other bullshit. If I'm playing in an advanced warfare setting and we're playing like in Halo, dude, I love the Halo sniper. The Halo sniper, by far, in any game I've ever played, is one of the best sniper rifles I've ever used. I love the Halo sniper rifle. I can say though, like, this game does look really good. I hope that this game doesn't turn out to be another slop fest. Looks like it might actually be pretty good. I'm kind of surprised. Bro, those mobs are just fucking annoying. Holy shit, I can't stand mobs that just do this. I can't stand mobs that just do this. This is just fucking irritating. That's cool. Ah! No shit. Was that a gun? That was a gun that did that? Huh. Is that like Kratos' axe? Oh, no, it's not. Okay. It looked familiar. I was like, huh? Got the same color pattern, though. Yo, that dinosaur didn't do shit. That dinosaur was trying to be like, hey, how's it going? And then he just got dead. What the fuck? That dinosaur didn't do a damn thing. John Cena? John Cena? Is that you? The more I look at him, the more I see John Cena. I'm sorry. You think that was on purpose?
Become a legendary Turok warrior in this intergalactic
poop.
action shooter.
Thanks for the
Stop
jewels.
an alien threat from destroying all human life. You'll journey solo or with a team
Yep,
of
I'm
warriors
mostly asleep,
online
Sharp.
and battle
Sharp,
all sorts of primal creatures
Razor
in
Sharp. I'm gonna
ferocious
call you Razor
combat.
Sharp.
Swap between first-person and
Mostly asleep.
third-person perspectives as you unleash weapons.
So it does have first-person perspective. That's kind of
melee
cool.
attacks, and special abilities to
So this was originally on Nintendo.
extract DNA from fallen enemies and the environment to upgrade your arsenal, evolve your mantle, and unlock even more abilities called Echo Sinks to gain a greater edge in combat.
Is this online only? This looks like it's online.
As you
There's no
venture
way you
across
can convince
breathtaking
me.
worlds, you'll unravel the mysteries that ultimately hold the key to saving humanity.
Hi guys, welcome
You
back to the
are
channel.
okay.
Today we will talk about Turok Origins, one of the most surprising comebacks in modern gaming. After many years of silence, the legendary Turok franchise is returning, but instead of simply repeating the classic formula from the old games, the developers are pushing the series into a much more modern direction. The new title is being developed and published by Saber Interactive, and it's being described as a fast-paced sci-fi dinosaur shooter where players take control of legendary Turok warriors fighting both brutal.
So this will not be an online-only game. Well, I was wrong. So this will, there are, now we're not 100% sure, but what I just read was there are indications that it will be a single, you can play it single player offline, or you can play it online with other people. So,
Prehistoric creatures and a mysterious alien threat. The game focuses
but
heavily
I
on
wonder if they're going to try and force that multiplayer aspect or make it harder.
action, cinematic combat, and cooperative gameplay, meaning you can experience the adventure solo or team up with friends in a 3-player co-op mode designed around teamwork and intense battles. One of the most interesting mechanics revealed so far is the DNA progression system. Instead of simply collecting better weapons or upgrading damage numbers, players will be able to harvest DNA from defeated enemies and sometimes even from the environment itself. This DNA can then be used to unlock new abilities and upgrades that evolve your suit and combat style throughout the game. In other words, the more enemies you defeat, the more powerful and unique your character can become. According
kinda
to early
cool.
information and previews, these upgrades are not just minor stat increases, but meaningful changes that can affect how you approach combat, giving players the freedom to build different playstyles as they progress. The world of Turok Origins is also
What if it comes out that it's some kind of weird roguelike? You know, you have to die in order to progress.
Diverse and chaotic. The game takes place in environments inspired by the classic Lost Lands concept from the original series, combining dense jungles, ancient ruins, futuristic technology, and alien influences into a single dangerous ecosystem. As you explore these areas, you'll encounter massive dinosaurs, aggressive creatures, and large-scale combat encounters that often lead to boss-style fights. These battles are designed to test both your skill and your coordination with teammates.
That's cool.
Especially when multiple players are combining their abilities and weapons to bring down enormous enemies. Another big talking point coming from early previews is the camera system. Even though the game is primarily marketed as a third-person shooter, at least one hands-on preview reported that players can switch between third-person and first-person perspective.
Why are so many, like, it went from being the console war to being, like, third person or first person. I don't get that. I mean, I personally prefer playing first person because I can see what the fuck I'm doing. And then I've heard people that love third person, they say the exact same thing. Like, I feel like third person's good for stealth games to look around your environment. But like if it's a shooter game, why wouldn't you want to play that in first person?
This is actually very important for long.
Like, for example, Metal Gear Solid. You would want to play a game like Metal Gear Solid in third person because you can see the enemies around you.
Fans of the series, because the original Turok games were famous for their intense first-person gameplay. Being able to switch perspectives could give players the best of both worlds. The cinematic view of third-person combat and the immersive precision of first-person shooting when needed. The game also introduces a class-style system inspired by spirit animals. According to early coverage, players can choose between 3 main archetypes: Raven, Cougar, and Bison. Each of these classes offers different abilities, equipment, and combat combat roles, encouraging players to work together instead of simply acting as identical gunfighters. In cooperative missions, this could create interesting team dynamics where each player contributes something unique to the fight, especially during larger encounters.
Am I the only person that's tired of being... Like, I have always played single player, and I know a majority of people also play single player, unless you're, like, forced to play a game with 3 people, and then you have to dig up a bunch of people you never talk to. Like, am I the only person that's sick of having these games just barfed into their faces? I'm so sick of seeing these goddamn games where it's all third person. I mean, not third person, all, like, a party of 3 or party of 4. It's like, dude, nobody plays... Who plays these fucking games? No, obviously, Turok is not one of them because you could play it single player, but whenever it comes to a lot of these games where they expect you to have 3 other people you play with, it's so annoying. It's so annoying.
And boss battles. Of course, early previews have also pointed out a few potential concerns. Some testers mentioned that certain environments felt a bit dark or visually cluttered, which could affect visibility during intense combat moments. Others noted that mission objectives sometimes felt a little straightforward in the preview build. However, it's important to remember that these impressions are coming from early versions of the game.
I've played Warframe for a total of 10 minutes. It was back in high school, too, so I know they made some changes. All I remember is running. That's all I remember. I checked it out in high school, and I never played it. I never played it again.
And many
but no, like, you're absolutely right. It depends on the game.
Elements can still change.
A game like this, I would most likely end up playing in first person because it looks too much like Doom. It looks too much like Doom.
For the final release. If the developers manage to improve environmental variety, mission design, and progression depth, the game could easily become one of those co-op shooters that players return to regularly with friends. Right now, the most concrete information about the release window...
You guys are going to think I'm a schizo for saying this. I don't know what it is or what it was with Anthem. I loved that fucking game. I don't know why. Everything about it pissed me off. But the gameplay, I was really fucking good at the gameplay, being able to move that mech suit around. I loved that game. I loved playing as that big-ass tank motherfucker with the shield. Bro, like, I would have, like, all gold, and I would just wreck whole lobbies. It was great. I don't understand why I spent more time uninstalling that piece of shit than I did playing it. But that's the sad part. Because a lot of the mechanics in the game, like, as long as I could just get past the main menu... What the fuck happened to my mouse?
And even the upcoming
I think my
Nintendo
mouse is
Switch
dying.
2, which is a pretty ambitious
If I could get
platform lineup
past
for
the
a
main menu and, like, the opening area, the hub, I was good. If I had to go around in the hub, I would just get angrier and angrier because of all the shit they would try to sell you.
that aims to deliver large-scale action and swarms of enemies on screen. The fact that the game was revealed during the Game Awards 2024 also shows that this isn't a small side project, but a serious attempt to bring the Turok franchise back into the spotlight.
Here's an update for it.
Enthusiasts, just wanted to do a little check-in here. I know all of us are salivating, waiting on bated breath for our Trump phones to finally ship. And about 2 months ago, on January 12th, I did my first little check-in to see
Oh my god, it is the third month in the year. Holy shit. Holy shit, we're already in March? Bruh. Oh my god, it felt like the year just fucking started. We already quartered the way through. What the fuck?
what's going on, because the T1 device was supposed to ship in 2025, in the summer of 2025. But when they missed that initial promise, they then said, you know, as a result of the government shutdown and stuff, we had to put the kibosh on it for a little while, had to pump the brakes, so...
Yeah, that's what... Well, I think Trump's trying to cash in on his presidency, because I think he knows that he's about to get sued into the dirt once he leaves, or he's going to need it for, like, you know, criminal court. Because you know they're not going to let this man retire in peace. I feel like this is going to be a new trend where when you leave the White House, you immediately have to worry about the next administration trying to put you into the jail. I do. I think this is going to be a new trend that we're going to have to figure out how to get around, I thought the president had amnesty, but man, maybe I'm
Coming
wrong.
any day now. Well, any day was not 2026 either, it seems, because January they still had no idea. I was talking to customer support.
I don't think Charlie's getting that phone either.
No clue. And I just started thinking, well, it's been 2 months since the last time I called. Might as well get a little status report, see if anything's changed over there. Shocker, nothing's changed, but they're saying any day now. And you'll get to hear on the phone call, the representative did kind of give like a tentative release date idea, kind of like the concept of a release, which obviously inspires confidence. So mark your calendar for the nebulous idea of any day now for the delivery of the Trump phone, which, by the way, it's not like pre-orders were free or anything to reserve. People forked over 100 clams for a phone that they were told they'd be receiving in the summer of 2025, or even still on their website, the end of 2025. Feel like that might need a little sprucing up because it is not accurate unless they hit it somewhere at the end of 2025.
I'm kind of surprised Trump hasn't gotten sued for that because that's false advertisement. I'm kind of surprised no one's taken up. Well, of course, then again, if you're buying what looks to be like a knockoff iPhone for $100, I mean, let's be honest here. There's a good chance that whenever you tap on the button, it's gonna make fart sounds. I mean, this is like something that you would go and get out of Mr. Gaddy's at this point, bro.
25, and you gotta find it like the fucking One Piece or something. And again, this was $100 flushed down the shitter here for this. And according to data,
yeah, it's gonna be the exclusive phone for Grand Theft Auto.
Thousands upon thousands of people paid $100 to reserve this device that they were supposed to be having in their hands in 2025. And now it's still not, no one's got it, no one's even seen it. I can't find a single photo or video of the T1 device being tested or utilized or even shown. So there's still nothing tangible at all and complete radio.
Maybe you should have thought about that prior to buying the phone. I mean, how many phones have you seen that are like the new iPhone or whatever, and they're being shown? They usually do like a showcase every time they announce a new Apple phone. And it's like, what sucks is that Charlie did this on purpose to see if he'd actually get it, and big surprise, there's definitely a high chance that nobody's gonna get this phone. Now, I don't know what Trump plans on doing, but if he doesn't fix this, I could see a class action lawsuit filed on him. 100%.
Silence from Trump Mobile on the whereabouts of the phone, which blows my mind because I don't want to just regurgitate everything from last video, but if you don't recall, the Trump phone, its whole selling point was, this is a fully American-made mobile device that you can pre-order for $100 to reserve it, and it would cost...
Do we even have cell phone manufacturing companies here in America? I don't even think we have that here. I thought that was the whole reason why we're having to pay like $1,000 for a goddamn phone now. It's because it's all overseas now.
Hundreds of dollars, not thousands, which, if you know anything about electronics, is actual unicorn shit. This is gobbledygook they were spitting out, because a fully American-made phone would cost thousands of dollars. There is just no way to deliver what they were claiming as an American-made phone. At that price point, it would have been impossible. So, on their website, they changed it from made in the USA to now just being proudly American, and they also got rid of the September 2025 release date on there because they missed it by a little.
Yeah, it's because we don't have any phone manufacturing companies here in America. What really sucks is that if you go down to the base components of that phone, we don't have any of that shit here because it all got sold and shipped overseas. It's all overseas now. Even the chip manufacturing is all done in factories in like Beijing, Japan, China. It's all done over there now because of the cost of labor. Motherfuckers here don't want to pay it. That's what sucks about it. They don't want to pay Americans wages to manufacture a phone when they could have their suicide nets around the goddamn buildings in China and keep people there 24/7. Well, of course. Like, duh.
And they've missed every other release date that they've tried to fart out. And I think that's probably the last time they updated the site, because that site still has such inaccurate information. It feels like the Trump mobile website gets less updates than the fucking Space Jam GeoCities
Taiwan. It's either Taiwan or China. They have to put suicide nets around the buildings in their country because people get so tired of working that they want to do themselves in. So they have to put suicide nets around the outskirts of the building to catch people.
Site. It is crazy because they still have things on there about like how it's coming at the end of the year, 2025, that kind of stuff. But the reason I find it so interesting is because I expected them, and many others speculated, that they would just drop ship some Alibaba trash phone just to hawk something, since people put hundreds of dollars on it, and they just like spray paint it gold. But they haven't even done that. They just have delivered
at this point, I'm surprised he doesn't just buy a shitload of iPhones that are like old gin and just spray paint them gold. Like, honestly.
And have gone completely catatonic on the whole subject of the T1 device. It is very weird. Like, it's not cheap. You put $100 down on the idea of having a phone maybe at some point. And they don't even bother trying to keep you updated on it at all. You have to call and pry some information out of them. Information that may just be completely made up fiddlesticks.
Oh, yeah, they make it up because whenever you sit there and you call them and they just want to get off the phone so they can help somebody else, and you ask for a release date and they don't know, and you try to pry it out of them, they're going to be like, yep, it'll be out in a few days.
By the way. But anyway, let me show you how the check-in went with the actual customer service here to get some answers. Let's do a little check-in on my Trump phone. Surely it's probably out for delivery. I imagine it's left the warehouse at Temu by now.
Do you think Charlie's actually excited to get this phone? With how often he checks it? Like, do you think that he wakes up in the morning and checks to see if it's out for delivery? I wonder if he's actually kind of excited to get the phone. I kind of wonder that now.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. Due to inclement weather, we are unable to take your call at this time.
Yo! They put this bitch on an inclement weather roster? Bro got rejected making the call.
Normal hours of operation are from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday through Friday.
I've never heard that before. I have never heard that.
Thank you. Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. Our offices are currently closed.
God.
Please call back during
inclement weather.
Trump Mobile, huh?
Bro, what? Would the wind blow outside a little too hard?
What? I am literally looking at their website right now. Their hours of operation also include Saturday and Sunday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. CST, which I am firmly in the middle of.
Bro, you just spent $100 on a phone that said it was going to be out in the year of 2025. Do you genuinely think, for 1 second, you can trust any of the information on their site?
What weather are they talking about?
Bro just got bounced on a phone call for inclement weather.
What the fuck is happening at Trump Mobile HQ right now? Jesus Christ, did Monkey D. Dragon come through with the wind fruit or some shit?
Why does she have that kind of headphone? Why does she have a gaming headset? What the fuck is that about? Like, what?
Blast them off the face of the planet? What do you mean? It's supposed to... I'm in their business hours. Well, I'll be. Just saute my cheeks, why don't you? Is there anything on the Trump mobile site that's accurate or truthful? Like, holy shit, even their posted business hours aren't accurate. So, I'm going to have to call back on Monday, maybe, and see if they still have a customer service department or if they just fired everyone there. I don't know. All right. It is now Monday at 1 p.m. I'm going to try calling again.
Noise canceling for the haters
on my T1 phone. Let's see. All right. Now the full experience.
Secretly, the entire war in Iran. The entire war in Iran is to take it's not, it has nothing to do with the Epstein files. It has everything to do with the Trump phone. It's just trying to pull as much media away from the T1 as possible.
Begins on hold.
Thank you for calling Trump Mobile. My name is Robert. How can I help you today?
Hey, Robert. I was just hoping to check in on the status of my order. I still haven't received the T1 device.
Okay, gotcha. So when did you place the order?
Geez, probably around summer 2025.
Gotcha. Okay. I was just asking because want to make sure we give you the correct information and apologize for the inconvenience for how long you've been waiting. Right now, based on current timelines, we're expecting shipment to begin at the end of this month. Okay. So although timing may change depending on the completion of certification.
Yo, how many haters would be eating their own shit if they actually shipped this phone out? There's so many people saying it's a scam. I genuinely think it's a scam. I'm sorry, guys. I think it's a scam. I do. I don't think it's going to get shipped out at the end of the month. And if it does, it's probably going to be like one of those child toys that has like water filled into it. It's going to have like fuck you written down the side of it. And then you're going to press the button and it's going to float the rings up and you got to get them on like the little posts.
We're going to notify you.
If I was Trump, and I couldn't do it, because like you're gonna get sued anyway, so you might as well have fun with it, right?
Once your device is ready to ship, so it should be literally any day or any week. Okay? And I'm kind of with you at the same point. I actually have one ordered for me and my daughter as well, and I've been waiting a while myself, and just want to apologize for anything.
Oh yeah, no worries. I mean, I know it's not you over there like stopping it or anything. I was just curious what's going on because it's been a long time.
I know. A lot of things have gotten in the way, and right now, it's currently in its final stages of certification and field testing, which are necessary steps to ensure product quality, performance, and regulatory compliance prior to shipment. So, like I said, it's just
regulatory compliance from where, guy? Usually, whenever you hear regulatory compliance, that's a foreign country. Where are you getting this regulatory compliance? If it's from the factory being shipped in America to Americans, where are you getting regulatory compliance? Where is this coming from? I don't get that. That blows my mind. Where are you getting regulatory compliance?
Any day.
Okay, well that sounds promising then.
Usually whenever you have something like that, you have to, like, regulatory compliance is like with aircraft and with boats. Specifically boats. Like, it's interesting to me that an American-made phone has to go through a certain type, and like it also depends how long it's going to be in the air. So like anything that's less than 20-30 minutes, which usually is about what is the average length of an going from one edge of the US to the other, even length and width, like that can't even, like from like Texas to Minnesota, and I don't know the fucking two other states off the top of my head, like New York to what is the name of that fucking country? I mean that fucking state. Oh man, oh my god, dude. I don't know. The big ass one on the left of the fucking country. You can tell right?
Are people like actively using it for testing, or like how does that work?
That is actually
what if it was because of the tariffs? But that I think didn't they remove the tariffs though? Didn't they remove those?
Here in the call center, so I wouldn't know exactly like details like that. I just know that we just have to.
Oh, but that's the thing, because the tariffs were on. So if they had the if Trump was enforcing the tariffs prior to them removing it, that could be the reason why it wasn't getting shipped. They were holding. What if it was China holding his phone hostage? Yo, what if the reason why they didn't ship out the phones was because they were like holding them hostage?
The information that we're giving, that they're doing field testing now. what field testing entails of, my guess is as good as yours. So unfortunately, I apologize. I wouldn't have.
Okay, yeah, no worries at all.
Bro, at the rate it's taking for this phone to come out, you could have already saved up for the Z Trifold at this point. Like,
the
Trifold.
Yeah, for sure. Is there anything else I can help you with?
No, that was about it. Thanks so much, brother.
You're welcome. I hope you have a great rest of your day, okay?
You as well, man. Well, that's good news any day now. Which is what the old T1 motto has been for the last, 6 months, unfortunately. But apparently it's field testing and certifying now. I think he seemed like a nice guy. I don't know if that's entirely accurate information they're being told over there. I can't find anything online about the certification.
I think GTA
protocol
6 comes out at the end of the year.
The T1 device or anything like that. Nor can I find a single report of anyone who's even seen one. Last time I called 2 months ago, the guy said he's never seen one or held one or knows anyone at all who's laid their eyes upon it. But you got to trust the process, I guess. I'm sure it's on its way. So he said end of the month, so maybe end of March, we finally get to see the old golden T1 device. No, I didn't bother.
You know what would have been a way cheaper thing for Trump to do? If he hadn't marketed it as an American-made cell phone, he could have taken older cell phones, like older models like Samsung and iPhone, and he could have built his own operating system. And what he could have done was remove the shells of the phones, made his own shell, like a phone shell, and wrap it around the components, made it better and more durable, and maybe water resistant or waterproof even, shockproof. And he could have marketed as the T1 industrial, and it could be used instead of every day everyone has a phone. It could be used in industrial settings so you can sell them at bulk and make mass money because you sold them in bulk, You could also take a percentage of that and send it to the individual phone companies so that way you don't get sued by them. He could have done better things. It would have saved a lot of companies money, which would have inevitably helped out the average American, because if the company's saving money, then you would hope that they would send that money down to their individual employees, but 9 times out of 10 they won't. But he could take out mass industries and made it to where small businesses were the only ones able to buy it.
Asking the same questions I did last time.
He could have done a lot of things differently, but he is the Trump that he is, I guess, right?
Service rep about where's it made and stuff like that, because I already know the answer is going to be that they don't know, only that it's proudly American, because they can't make the claim that it's made in the USA anymore because it's not from all available information. I don't even know if it's being made in general. I'm very skeptical that they even are attempting to deliver anything. They're probably just hoping people will forget that they gave them $100. But who am I to bah humbug the old...
The issue is that people bought this phone, a lot of people bought this phone in hopes that it wouldn't come out so they could literally sue Trump. They want a class action lawsuit. It's a fuck you is what it is. That's literally what it is.
Release plan here. It's 4D chess at the end of the day that he's playing right now. So maybe we will see it at the end of this month. Fingers crossed, I can't wait. Anyway, just wanted to give you a little update on the Trump phone. That's about it. See ya.
All right.
Came out during the past week. Net approval rating of the current U.S. military action against Iran. Look at that. Overall, Fox News shows a dead even split. But look at those who served in the military. Significantly higher support for the U.S. military.
Or Venezuela, maybe. I mean,
going on in Iran at plus 20.
I'm not saying that I disagree with what Trump is doing, but what he's done so far is managed to stir up 2 different governments. So I wouldn't be surprised if most of the stuff that he's stirring up is fucking with everything. Honestly, I mean, Israel bombed an oil manufacturing facility in Iran, and our cost of gas is expected to go above $4 a gallon. So, like, it kind of makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, you know, who's really benefiting from all this oil?
Points.
Well, the reason probably...
Well, not in oil manufacturing, but it's like it's a place where they send the oil and turn it into gas. So, like...
I think a lot of the guys that are in the military support the war. What do you go?
Speak up!
Is this against Iran?
I'm old and I've got firefighter hearing, man. Speak the fuck up.
Not be so much of a surprise.
Is it?
Because take a look at how they view Trump's foreign policy overall. Again, look at those who served in the U.S. military versus overall. If you look at Trump's foreign policy overall, the net approval rating on that per Fox News, those who served in the military, they like what's going on average. Look at that. The net approval rating plus 8.
They've had more people sign up since Trump got into office. And a lot of that has to do with the presidency. And let me tell you why. Is because they knew that Trump was, if we were going to war, Trump was going to bomb the shit out of whoever we went to war with. That's why. There's no sense in wasting American lives if we don't have to.
Points for Trump's foreign policy. But look at those overall. Way down there at minus 20 points. We're talking about a nearly 30-point gap between those who served in the military and overall. And this split, when it comes to those who served in the military and overall, dates back to Trump's elections, all the way back to 2016, but let's look at the 2024 numbers. Look at this, 2024 results. Those who served in the military, Trump won them by, get this, 31 points.
God damn. You know what's weird? I've heard that the Hispanic community loved Trump as well. They love Trump. Like a lot of people that are obviously here legally, that have their citizenship, a lot of Hispanic people voted for Trump. And it's because of the illegals that they did it too. I mean, I could tell you why.
Won all other voters by 2 points, and that means, Johnny Berman, that means that Donald Trump only won in 2024 because of support from those who served in the military.
That's a good point.
Look at that. Overall, Fox News shows a dead even split. But look at those who served in the military. Significantly higher support for the U.S. military action currently going on in Iran.
The reason why I think this is happening is because the Iranian, like whenever these guys were probably in Iraq or in the Middle East over there, I think many of these people, like these guys are not stupid, right? They know where the bombs are coming from. They know who's funding the terrorists, and they probably
they probably knew that this was going to happen eventually. I mean, whenever CNN was down at the gas station and he was sitting there drinking his fucking coffee saying, the Iranian people don't really seem like they care too much. And it's like, yeah, because they know that America's not after them. It's sad that whenever you have, like, just imagine if your own country's government was getting bombed and you had people standing out in the middle of the street cheering. Now, I'm sure there's a lot of people that would, especially the morons down in Minneapolis rioting. But, I mean, basically everybody was happy whenever their government got bombed.
No, it's Iran. And so they're probably thinking, why the fuck are we in Syria? Why the fuck are we in, Afghanistan or something like that? When the real problem is Iran. So when they hear that Trump is like, okay, let's finally cut off the head of the snake, then they're like, yes, thank fucking God.
That's why the Kurds wanted to get involved. They wanted to do a ground invasion because they know that if they're able to overthrow their government, then they'll get their country back. Like, the Kurds are made up of a lot of Iranian people who have had to watch their families get killed by that administration. They want a piece of the action.
Let's do this. I think that's
like, I feel like Trump would sooner send in the Kurd than they would American soldiers. Seriously.
That's the main reason why. And also, a lot of these guys probably blame Iran if there's somebody that's getting killed over there, because Iran is the main people that are funding all the terrorism across the entire region. So yeah, I think vets are also realizing that some of these ops are on a different level too. Casualties are low. Yeah, they lost brothers to Iran indirectly, even 20 years ago. Sad. Yeah, and that's one of the things that, like, I wanted to show this because, you know, there have been a lot of people who have criticized my, my aggressiveness against this and said that, oh, well, like the military wouldn't agree with you, or like you should serve instead. The military agrees with me. the people that served in the military agree with what my perspective is.
Yeah.
Like, you know, obviously not every single one of them, but like collectively, overwhelmingly so. So whenever I'm saying this, and this is the main thing, right? Whenever I'm advocating for Iran, for example, I'm not doing this just purely on an ideological basis. I am speaking for the people who are in Iran who are saying, please speak out for us. Nobody's speaking out for us.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing with this. I try to talk about this stuff for the people that aren't able to talk about it because there's so many people that have no ability to talk.
What's really disgusting about this whole thing isn't necessarily that they aren't able to speak out about it. It's that the media suppressed it to boot. You still have CNN over there trying to spin some weird narrative. Like whenever CNN went over there the first time after the Iranian genocide, they were talking to people that were appointed to talk to him by the administration, which at the time was still the Ayatollah. Like, what are you doing? And then you see all the images and videos that came out of them burning mosques in Iran. Like, how could you possibly try to silence that? And then the only media that I saw covering it was Fox, other than Asman. Asman talked about it, and then Fox picked up on it, and then CNN went over there to do their whatever the fuck they were doing. That's exactly like that. That's how it like the dominoes fell. 100%. No other legacy media talked about it.
About this stuff at all, and because of that, they only have to rely on somebody like me to come up and say it. And the reality is that, you know, with me saying all the stuff that I say and getting into it, red alert signs in Kuwait. Okay, now there's air raid sirens in Kuwait. Oh boy. And air raid sirens in Baghdad International Airport. Oh boy. Well, we're going to find out what happens here. I'll go ahead and get these open just for a couple of minutes. So, Iraq war vet, we are averaging one shitty...
without attacking anyone or looking for someone to blame.
Seeking improvement.
Wow.
And we will keep fighting for the free...
Here we go.
Demolished.
These are Iranian people that are in the... There you go.
Venezuela released...
Oh, this is Venezuela.
...prisoners...
Damn, Venezuela had political prisoners. That's crazy.
In the capital of Caracas, the freed people were greeted by cheering supporters and family members. Yep. How about that?
And you're fucking dumb if you don't think that people are being put in jail in Iran for the same thing. Like, you know these people turn up missing.
A new Venezuela will keep moving forward. We will keep building. We will keep seeking improvement.
Wow.
And we will keep fighting for the freedom of other political prisoners.
It's sad that we have other countries chanting Trump and waving the American flag while the protests and riots that we have in America have our flags being burned, turned upside down, shredded, and they have foreign flags being waved in our own country. That's crazy.
Very much.
Assad was the most secular ruler you could hope for in Syria. He was assaulted by ISIS nonstop. Being secular doesn't make you good. Like, what are you talking about? The problem isn't the religion. The problem is the way that the ideology is applied.
Of course I am happy about this freedom, as we have said, without attacking anyone or looking for someone to blame. I thank God for this freedom, and now it is time for all of us to keep fighting for our country.
So I just want y'all to see this.
They increased funding for the Secret Service.
Well, I have it on.
And nobody will believe this.
In case the sirens go again.
It was a unanimous vote. Republicans, every single Republican, every single Democrat.
Isn't it crazy how the Republicans and Democrats can immediately come together to agree on funding the Secret Service for more money because they both benefit from the Secret Service?
Yeah, I mean, you got to make sure that the rich people stay protected, right? You definitely can't go to New York and get assaulted. Oh.
Isn't that insane? Imagine if we actually had them that thought that they had a vested interest in the country. Think about how much we could get done.
Voted.
Too bad.
Favor. That was the first
Too
unanimous
bad.
vote we've seen in a long time, and that's to increase the funding of the Secret Service. So
a lot of A lot of Iranian people have already died seeking freedom when they protested. 32,000 is the number that we keep getting told. I guarantee you, by the time this war is over, they're gonna find a lot more than that.
I thank everybody in Congress.
They're starving to death. They're being starved to death in Iran. Like it's a good thing. Like they were chanting and writing Trump's name on stuff. They were being mowed down in the streets. They were arrested and killed behind bars. They were going to do a public execution of these people. It's long overdue.
If I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that if you do anything to harm this person, we are going to blow your largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that.
Anybody saying I didn't vote for this wasn't.
If anybody saying they didn't vote, because what he's trying to say is that Trump ran in 2016 with "I will bomb the shit out of them." He also ran in 2020. He ran on the same shit consecutively of he's not playing games. And if you are saying you did not vote for this, then you genuinely just didn't vote for Trump, period. You can't say that he didn't say he was going to do this. There are videos and clips of him saying, "I'm going to bomb the shit out of them." I genuinely see through the dishonesty. Asman thinks that these people said they didn't vote for it, acting as if they voted for Trump. They never voted for Trump. They're being dishonest to push a narrative. They're doing the same thing they've done since Trump's been in office, which is pushing a narrative for their own goals. Let me tell you something. These people never voted for Trump. They never listened to what he had to say because they didn't care, because they're racist, because they saw orange as bad. That's why. Just because he's orange doesn't give you the right to be racist, okay? Remember, Grimace has feelings too, fucker.
They weren't listening. Anybody who promoted Trump and was positive towards Trump towards the election, and then they said, "Oh, I don't like that he's starting the Iran war. I don't like that this is wrong." You voted for this.
Country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that.
One more time.
Of the Secret Service, so I thank everybody
One more.
in Congress. But if I were the president, I would inform the threatening country, in this case Iran, that
I would disagree with that. I genuinely think that the people that are suffering right now have been put out of their misery. I mean, if you understood how much shit we bombed in Epic Fury and the Roar of the Lion, holy shit, they bombed the shit out of that country.
Do anything to harm.
They getting bombed so bad. They getting bombed so damn bad that the fucking anything they bring to the surface just immediately gets blown up. It's crazy.
Largest cities and the country itself to smithereens. We're going to blow it to smithereens. You can't do that.
Like, to give you an idea, these people weren't far from the Stone Age, but now they're in the Stone Age.
And there would be no more threats.
And not the Iranian people either. They're the military that has taken and occupied their poor country.
There would be no more threats.
So there it is. We lucky he didn't get got at that one rally. Truly fate. Now the whole world is reaping the benefits. We'll see what happens. This is what Americans wanted. So any of these like people that are saying, well,
you know what? What if it was about the oil? Who cares? At the end of the day, a terrorist regime is being removed off the map. What if it was about the oil and that's the only reason why Trump's over there? Who fucking cares? You know why no one cares? Because the Iranian people want this. They want this to happen. So, if it was about the oil, well, at least we get a bonus for this. I wanted Trump to go in and do this to Iran the minute I heard they genocided 31,000 people. I was like, nope, this has to happen. This has to happen as of yesterday. Why hasn't Trump done it yet? Straight up. I don't care if it's for the oil. If he did it because it was a chance for him to take a military asset or an American asset, the oil in Iran, I don't think they care either. Who cares what it's for? What matters is that this is happening and it needed to happen, period. Like, these people have been getting Americans killed through terrorist proxies for 47 years. It's long enough. Like, think about how much money has been hemorrhaged towards this because Americans and other people around them were getting killed through all the money that they were funneling into terrorism. Think about how much money we've spent over the last, like, billions of dollars we've had to spend on this whenever they took American troops hostage and Obama had to send them money. Like, think about how much money we've hemorrhaged towards this. Enough is enough.
For Trump to send us into Israel's war. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. He said this. He said this for years. This was the premise that he based the entire thing on. I took it personally. Yeah, exactly. I voted for this. I'm sorry, Trump is live. People keep saying that. I don't know why they're saying that. Thing that was always agreed on. This is something parasites. Oh my God. Border code is a pretty big deal. Yeah, this is great. Didn't Obama promise to blow up a children's hospital, or is that a bonus? I think he didn't promise that. That was like a little surprise. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. And, we've got one more. Take a look at this.
The Iranian government masks a corrupt dictatorship.
2017.
You know what's funny? Is that America just lost over $100 billion in military bases. They left the military bases. They left them on purpose in Iran. They left them because it was cheaper to rebuild them than it was to buy the missile protection that it would have required to keep those bases safe. They left those bases on purpose. And they wouldn't even need as many military bases in Iran anyway if the regime would change. Duh. It's not like we need military bases like that anymore anyway. I mean, shit, we're able to tactically strike all of Iran from just the sea. Just the sea. Well, we don't need to be in Iran to do anything. Just, we have all of our ships on the sea, and we were able to line up our missiles with the exact same time that Israel was able to bomb a lot of their stuff. We don't need land bases anymore. We've evolved above that. We don't need that. That's for developing countries now. The technology that we have, well,
eyes of a democracy.
2017.
And that's just the terror. Think about how much more money we were hemorrhaging to keep these people from getting nukes too. You forget how much cyberware we had to pump into Iran just to make sure that they didn't make nukes. How many test sites over the years we've had to blow up to keep them from getting enriched uranium. Like,
country with a rich history and culture into an economically depleted rogue.
I'm gonna skip this.
Sovereign rights.
I don't know if that music is copyright or not, and I don't want to take that chance.
In history.
This is something else,
it's not
right?
A big majority, but it's just about the most consequential. The job you've done is incredible. And they are members that are warriors.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Really,
pro timing. I told you.
For the American people, and that's why you're doing well. And
I think gas is going down, but it might go back up. I mean, let's be honest here. Whenever you have a war, things are going to happen. It was the same way back in World War I and II. It was the same thing with the Korean War. It was the same thing with Vietnam. Shit's gonna be weird for a little bit, okay? It's gonna be weird. It happens.
I told you guys.
Do well. We're fighting a little tradition, you know. Historically, the person that wins, Democrat or Republican, wins the presidency for whatever reason.
He's gonna babble for a bit.
But think about it this way. If it's $90, like, think of it this way. If you had to pay $100 a gallon, let's say in the crazy world where you went through the pump and it was $100 a gallon. Hear me out. If this war lasted a year, for a year you had to pay $100 a gallon, but when it's over and the regime changes, you pay $1 a gallon. Would you not suffer for at least a year? and then whenever it's over, relish in it. I mean, like, let's be honest here. I mean, hell.
I don't know what we've done.
I think this is, he's not even, he's talking about delivers remarks to the Republican members' issues conference. This isn't going to be about Iran, guys. It's not going to be about Iran. It's just going to be about other stuff that's related to, like domestic, like policy and stuff like that. So we'll wait and see. And he's going to, apparently he said he's going to do a press conference he's going to do a press conference in a half hour. So it's going to be really soon. But anyway, I want to pull this up. Somebody says, why do we care so much about Iranians? We need to finish the wall and get to the rest of the illegals out of the country. And out of the country instead of fucking around with Iran. Well, so the reason why is that a lot of shipping and money is invested in preventing Iran from blowing us up. So, like, we spend, like, there's like an AI summary that said probably something like 40 or 50 billion dollars dealing with countermeasures for shipping to deal with Iran and its proxies. Do you understand that? We can do, number one, we can do both, right? But, like, that's it. So, like, we're spending, like, literally billions of dollars to stop these people from blowing up our boats per year. Yeah, this is a year. Not total, like, for, like, the last 47 years. No, every single year we're spending this much money. So, would never be used to deport people. They're completely separate things. Yeah, they should be used to deport people. I'd love to use the military to deport people, but for some reason, nobody wants to do that. So that's the reason why it matters a lot. That's why I care about it. And I think that's what makes sense. And we need to get rid of any bad person in America in general, 100%. Yeah, I do think so. But and here's another issue too, Kappa, and I'll talk about this too.
We pay a little extra now to have it for, exactly. Like, just imagine if Iran is able to take their government, what if they just straight up offer us that oil for free? Or at such a reduced rate, it's basically free. Think about that. Think about how many of the Iranian people would be all for that, considering America literally got rid of one of their worst dictators. Like, come on.
Is that a huge problem? The issue with them holding the oil is bad. We need to cut that off. Yeah, no doubt. And here's another thing, is that in the stupidest and most ridiculous reversal of logic, rationality, reason, and common sense, Trump actually has more autonomy as the president of the United States to do things outside of the United States than inside of the United States.
And that's the sad part about it. How is it that our president has the ability to do more in places like Iran and Venezuela, yet he can't make policy change for his own country? There's a whole lot of shit that needs to change in the government.
And
a whole lot of shit.
By that is that he's able to effectively, push for a military intervention. He's able to use the military a lot more unilaterally than he's able to make laws domestically. And so this is really what's happened. It's logic. It's silly, but there it is. And so, I'm not saying that, oh wow, like that means that like he shouldn't try to do that. Obviously, he should continue trying to do that. But my point is that that's the reason why it's taking longer and it's less effective. Like Rome. Yeah, I think Caesar couldn't control things in Rome, so he went out and conquered the world, right? And that's clearly where things are going. And it's not silly. We have Congress for a reason. Well, I think that it's silly whenever you think about it, right? Like, I'm not saying
if we have Congress, then what's the point of having the presidency? If everything that the president wants to do, even though he got voted in, what's the point of having the president? If he can't make change for the country and the betterment of the countrymen, then what is the point of having the presidency if Congress has the final say? You don't see an issue with that?
There's reasons and rationality and common sense to it as well. I'm not even saying that, but you hear that the president of America, it's easier for him to do things outside of America than inside of America.
Especially whenever Congress is sitting there lining their pockets with corporation money and insider trading. You don't see a problem with that at all? The president wants to make sure that big business can't buy up all the houses and turn them into rentable homes. But because the senator's having his pocket lined with money, he doesn't allow the passing of a bill. You don't understand how big of a problem that is?
That concept is ridiculous. It is. It's a ridiculous concept at face value. And so, you know what? I saw this, and I'm thinking that we might actually be back. Kanye West on wishing Kim the best. I can't wish her the best because then she would end up with me.
Oh my God.
Bro, is he really back now? Is he actually? I hope he's back. I don't know if he said this or not. It's nuclear bombs. Iron Man's cave. Yeah.
Surrender is person to person. Is that what would be required in a matter like this?
Well, there's a lot of different ways, whether they want to admit it or not.
What?
Person. In effect, there'll be a.
That look.
God. Oh, there's this. There's a little clip.
The President said recently there will be no deal with Iran except unconditional surrender. What does that look like? Unconditional surrender? How will you know it's real?
It means we're fighting to win. It means we set the terms. We'll know when they're not capable of fighting. There'll be a point where they'll have no choice but to do that. But whether they know it or not, they will be combat ineffective. They will surrender.
Typically, the understanding of a surrender is personal.
I don't think they will. I genuinely don't think they will because the IRGC is so scattered. I wouldn't be surprised if some of those guys couldn't even get in contact with command. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised for a second. I genuinely, like, they're going to be picking these guys out of bunkers in like 5 years because they don't realize the war's over. Like, seriously.
Person. Is that what would be required in a matter like this?
Well, there's a lot of different ways, whether they want to admit it or not.
A surrender is person to person. Is that what would be required in a matter like this?
Well, there's a lot of different ways. Whether
there's a lot of different ways. Oh my God.
How's it going, Wesley?
They want to admit it or not, whether their pride lets them say it out loud or not. It's President Trump who will set the terms of that.
President said.
Oh my God.
That's okay. I know all the people that are hating in the comments have other people that they can yell at too. They're here because they care.
Thank God. Fine.
Don't let them say otherwise. They care.
On this, and this guy was a bully in high school. Good. Now we need to be the bully for the fucking terrorists. Exactly. Thank God. Now we got somebody that's gonna do something, and we also have, bro. Like this is. Let me go back. We're gonna go to this too.
We're very much on track, on plan. I was down at CENTCOM.
Someone might hear that and think it's almost over.
You guys should sub and like the stream. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Something might be going a little bit later. Who knows? At some point. I've been thinking about it, but we do this Monday through Friday. Same shit, different day. You know what I'm saying?
Well, we're not flying a mission accomplished.
The streams will always be up, so if you miss a stream, don't fret it. The stream will be up, and then I take the stream and I cut up the videos and I put that up separately, so please stick around. You know, we're here, always.
Banner, like George W. Bush on an aircraft carrier. We're not doing that.
The thing is that's probably whenever he was in the military. And that's the thing is, I bet there are a lot of guys that are between the ages of 45 to 65, probably 40 to 60, that are like, yep, that's right, that's right, that's right, yep, we're gonna finally get him. He knows it, yeah. It was a joke, exactly. Do you like him, Hegseth? I think he's great. I love him.
And we haven't done that. But we can be clear with the American people.
Not even a kid, dude. I'm 31. I'm 31, bruh. I'm 31 years old. I'm a millennial, you fucking idiots. I love that I keep getting called a kid. I worked at the United States Postal Service. I was a school bus driver. I was a fucking fireman. I went to college.
That this is not a fair fight.
I was born in 95.
Our capabilities are overwhelming compared to what Iran's are. And frankly, when you combine our Air Force with the Air Force...
iPad didn't even exist when I was growing up.
Israeli Defense Forces. It's the two most powerful air forces in the world. The ability for us to be up over the top and hunting with more conventional munitions, gravity bombs, 500-pound, 1,000-pound, 2,000-pound bombs on military targets. That we haven't even really begun to start that effort of the campaign, which is going to showcase even more how we will execute on those objectives.
So he's saying they not even used the big bombs yet. Oh boy, he's so excited about killing them. Yeah, I know. Isn't it great? Thank God. Like, we finally have somebody that's in charge of the military whose goal is to win the war.
Mm-hmm.
Thank fucking God. Yes, exactly. Duh. Of course. This is, yeah, what do you, but by the way, what do you think Genghis Khan was? What do you think, Winston Churchill was like? What do you think any sort of military commander was like? Do you think they were just like, geez, guys, I guess we're going to have to do this? No. No.
No, the goal is to win the war. If your mindset is to win a war, you won't be thinking about money. That's the thing. That's the thing that a lot of people seem to get twisted with the Afghan-Iraq war, is that a lot of that was about money. A lot of that was a military-industrial complex. When your goal is to win the war, as the Americans, probably going to win that bitch.
That's not what it was at all. Yeah, Alexander the Great, Attila the Hun. Yeah, what are we talking about? Napoleon, geez, guys. Man, I guess we're gonna have to do it again. Oh, bro. This is sad. Trump started speaking on Iran, did he? Let me see.
For no matter how strong the armament,
that
it
is
just
funny.
kills the people. Or you lose
just
your
chilling
own.
over in Twitch on Razor Sharp. Nope, nobody to chitter chatter with. W Razor Sharp Twitch view.
Legs and
Did I say
face.
Twitter? I meant Twitch viewer.
And those bombs got worse and worse. And he got
By the
happy.
way, we have a Rumble, we have a Kick, we have a Twitch, we have a YouTube, big and small. We running it all, boys. We got it all up, all streaming to it.
And happier, and we took him out. That was a big thing because he was the head. It might have been a much different story. They may have been much more capable than they are had he lived, because he was capable. He was vicious, violent, and capable.
You talking about Ayatollah?
But we got rid of him first term. And we did so many things. I mean, we've done so many things. But as you know, on Saturday I traveled to Dover Air Force Base to be with the families of 6 fallen warriors as they returned.
Yo, W American heroes, by the way. I think the number went to 11 now. The men and women are heroes. W heroes.
To American soil.
Salami? Yeah.
And I know that everyone in this room joins me in sending our prayers and eternal gratitude to the families of those great heroes. Those families are incredible families.
Van Dorfen pins, you being called out. Looks like you going bye-bye. And when that man got in a fish calls you out, man, you done cooked yourself.
Devastating to be. Hardest thing to do.
Oh, infidel! Infidel's in the comments.
Because
we got a lot more life today than we did yesterday.
A lot of the fallen warriors, the great young people.
Maybe it was the times change yesterday. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck was going on with yesterday, but if y'all are new here, hit the sub button, hit the like button on the stream. Helps out with the views, helps out with the channel, helps out with everything. We're here Monday through Friday, so please sub.
They seem to mostly go to
Monday
Dover.
through Friday, same time every day. So if you catch me at this time, 8 to 11, please sub. We need all the love and support. We have a membership. You get exclusive emotes if you sign up for it. You know, all that good stuff.
Handling things. They have men assigned to the family. They have men and women that are incredible, assigned to the families. It's a beautiful thing, but it's also a very sad thing. But they all said one thing to me: make sure you win, sir. Make sure you win. They weren't playing games.
Yeah, you don't have to fucking your kid die for
make
nothing,
sure
man.
They said it. Everybody
your
said
would
it.
die for nothing.
They were
Thank
separate.
you, Porter Music.
Everybody said
Hell
the
yeah.
same thing. Make sure
W
you
Porter
will.
Music.
We've already won in many
How's
ways.
it going,
but
monkey?
We haven't won enough.
Awesome. You guys will be happy to know that probably starting next week, from what I understand, Twitch has laxed up on its comments, not its comments, it's chat stuff. So there's a good chance that next week I'm gonna start pulling people up individually and doing what Asmund does on his stream with the YouTube chat. So definitely stick around until next week. I want to make sure that this shit is finalized and whatever, right? And then people are going to start getting pulled up next week, and we're going to start embarrassing some people. Stick around.
Oh boy. He's live? Oh my god, he's already live again. Is this true? Holy shit.
Other thing is Midnight Hammer, getting rid of the nuclear threat from Iran, which was a big moment in history, in my opinion. And the great success we've had in Venezuela and all other places. Every place we've gone, we've had tremendous success. But while we're doing all of these things, we're achieving major strides toward completing our military objective.
One sec, I use the bathroom.
And
Asmongold is goated, bro. Asmongold is a legend.
Hey there.
My goal in life is to dethrone Asmongold and make him the Roach God, so I can take his prior throne of the Roach King. That's my goal in life.
Well complete. Yeah. We've wiped every single force in Iran out very completely. Most of Iran's naval power has been sunk. It's on the bottom of the sea. It's almost...
Man, YouTube did not like me calling that carrier that America sunk a coral reef. Well, I hate to break it to you, YouTube. It's a coral reef now. That bitch is helping fish make babies, okay? That's a baby maker now. Now that it's at the bottom of the ocean.
Ships, I was just notified it's 51 ships. I didn't know they had that many.
Damn, they sunk 51 ships? Holy shit.
Didn't last very long. And
bro, do you think like the helmsman that does that, do you think he's got like how the planes in World War II did? They have like the tally marks on the side of the plane tail. Do you think the helmsman has like a, he like looks up and he like marks the top of the roof in the boat? You think he does that? That'd be some shit that I would do. Or like on my panel, I would have like a tally mark system going.
Vessels, they're meant to fight, but they're not meant to fight against us. We continue to target Iran's drone and missile capabilities. Their drones are way down. Their drone manufacturing's been hit starting today. We know all of the places they manufacture the drones, and they're being hit one after another. Their missile capability is down to about 10%, maybe less. We're also hitting where they make missiles and where they deliver missiles. We've struck over 5,000 targets to date, some of them very major targets, and we've left some of the most important targets for later in case we need to do it. If we hit them, it's going to take many years for them to be rebuilt, having to do with electricity production and many other things. So
damn, they trying to take out the power grids too? Jeez,
we're
man.
looking to do that if we don't have to. But they're the kind of things that are very easy to hit, but very devastating if they are hit. We are waiting to see what happens before we hit them. We could take them all out in one day, but it's all resulting in a 90...
You have to realize that they haven't taken out a lot of these power grid systems because the Iranian people will be affected by it. They'll be affected by it, so they're trying to do this as strategic as possible. And I really hope they don't have to take out the power grid, but if they do, then that's what they got to do, you know.
Percent decline in various things, but in particular, Iranian missile launchers and 83.
Bro, I don't know what's going on with his hair right now. Trump, shave it and get a toupee, or shave it. Seriously, what the fuck is this? Bro, you've got like a comb over, whatever the fuck is going on this side. Like what? Bruh.
Percent drop in drone launchers, as you know. The drone launchers are pretty well.
You know what? It's like he combs it this way and then he combs it forward. He does realize that no amount of combing in jail is going to fix that bald spot, right?
But we're at over 90% decline in the Iranian missile launchers, which is very hard to reproduce and very hard to get. And usually
Those are the
what
ones
we
that
were
are
able to
driving
do
around?
through great equipment, a lot of smart people, as soon as they sent a missile up from a launcher, we were able to knock out that launcher within a period of 5 minutes or less.
What?
Accurately, right on the noggin.
5
So now we
minutes?
have low-cost
Holy shit.
interceptors effectively combating Iranian drones.
I guess it makes
And our
sense.
B-2 bombers recently dropped dozens of 2,000-pound bombs to destroy missile launchers.
He's just off his
all
chopper.
over Iran. And buried deep under Iranian soil in many cases. The soil was no match. And
Woo, Trump was pissed when Israel bombed their oil refining facilities in Iran. Oh, Trump was pissed.
we're also annihilating the manufacturing base that the regime uses to build drones and missiles at
Makes
a
sense.
rate that nobody thought was possible. We're knocking them out.
Bro, they blowing these drones up before they could even leave the tarmac, dude. They're just done.
Where they all are, we're knocking them out very quickly. We're ahead of our initial timeline by a lot. I would say that we probably would not have thought after a month we'd be here. In addition to the fact that we've taken out the leadership twice and maybe 3 times.
Maybe I should make a brand of hoodie and sell it.
We, as you know, we want to be
I'll call it
involved.
the Snuggle. Remember, guys, you have to get your Snuggle, and you have to get your bag of black Doritos, so that way any dollar spent goes to another bomb for Iran. A dollar spent is one more missile for the Iran.
Want another
It's kinda
president that
embarrassing.
maybe
I'm
wouldn't
going to hell.
be willing to do what I'm willing to do
Probably
for the good of the
overestimated
world, for the good of our
intentionally, yeah.
nation, to be stuck with the situation in 5 years or 10 years from now.
Yeah.
So we think they
I mean, he
should
did
put
do construction.
a president in or the head of the country in that's going to be able to do something peacefully for a change.
No, we're
We've
gonna
been
put him
doing
in.
this for 47 years, killing people for 47 years.
They have.
Whether it's the battle.
Bro, they've been fucking around for 47 years, and they getting taken out by the 47th president. Damn, don't you just hate to see it? Man, accountability is a bitch, ain't it?
Barracks or even the SS Cole where they were involved.
Yeah.
Very strongly, they always denied it.
What's crazy to me is the Iran people have a goddamn prince. They have a goddamn prince. What's the point of having a prince if you get taken over by some damn regime? I just, man.
But
And I love how they keep appointing new supreme leaders. Supposedly, we got a video. I got a video pulled up later on down the chain. The new supreme leader wants revenge. We'll see how that goes for him. I could imagine the speech. We will. Boom. You just see the helmsman look over, and he's just like, "My bad, finger slipped."
very strongly involved in all of the people that died through the roadside bombs.
This is the second
died
one
and
today?
are
Yeah.
right now walking around with no legs, no arms, a face that's been so badly damaged. The Iranian regime has been attacking Americans and spreading terror for 47
They killed
years, and
Khomeini's
despite
son
these
already?
countless
Maybe. We don't know.
opportunities to renounce their nuclear ambitions, which they had just a short while ago, they told Mr. Witkoff, who is standing right over here, they said,
Oh, obviously. They already know where this guy is, too. What's crazy to me is that they have probably already announced a new supreme leader. And here's the best part. Their entire fundamentals of their regime go based on radicals. So they're willing to die for their cause. Why are they hiding him? If they're willing to die for their cause, then why are they hiding him? I thought y'all religious, y'all like radical religious people. They want to die for their cause. Why are you hiding him? What's that about?
they actually said we want to keep.
Maybe it has to do with the cutout of the Ayatollah that was used instead of him because they were still trying to hide that he was dead. I mean, you think that's maybe what it's about?
Essentially, in a real nutshell, we want to continue to build nuclear weapons. If we didn't knock out Midnight Hammer, if we didn't knock out their Iranian potential, If we didn't do that with Midnight Hammer, they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it long before now. And at a minimum, Israel would have been annihilated. I was very lucky that we had the courage to do that, that we had the talented pilots and the great equipment. The B-2 bombers are unbelievable.
You know what's crazy? Is I actually found out. So I noticed that a lot of the arguments were with the Ayatollah and Iran is, well, Trump and his Epstein files, right? Did you guys know that in Iran, that they celebrate underage marriage? I know I haven't seen people bring up the Epstein files because of Trump and the Iran war for a minute now. And I kind of wonder if that's not the reason why. Yes, in Iran, it is celebrated by their regime to have underage marriage. I did not know that. That's a nice little nugget for you. If someone wants to bring up the Epstein files, there you go. That's probably why they're not bringing them up, because they're getting annihilated online.
25 more, by the way. The newer, better version.
That's what he said last summer. Yeah, of course that's what he said. It was the
We
same
have the
mission,
greatest military in the world. We have the greatest equipment in the world by far.
Yeah, but you would be surprised how many people are just too stupid to actually figure out both sides. So they just get into comments everywhere and they talk about the Epstein files and trying to like shut Trump down in any argument with Trump by saying the Epstein files. Now that didn't really work for me and never really will, but I thought that it was interesting that more and more people are finding out about the underage marriage thing, and I was like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
You see that?
That's for those of you who don't know.
We still need the people, though, to operate it and to use it. And those are the people that we cherish. Even after we obliterated their key nuclear sites in Operation Midnight Hammer, they never negotiated in good faith. They still continued to say, we want to build nuclear. We want enrichment at levels that were unacceptable. And they even turned down an offer for unlimited free nuclear fuel forever.
To delay things.
For civilian purposes. We had people offering them free nuclear fuel. They weren't interested in that because they wanted to build a nuclear weapon.
Alerts.
So instead, the regime was trying to
I'll look at it.
reconstitute its weapons program at a different
You know, it's kind of fucked up. It's kind of fucked up that you're saying that you asking me if I went to the island. It's kind of fucked up because if I had went to the island, I would have been at the age where I probably would have been a victim, you dumbass. You do realize this, right? I would have been a victim. So you sitting here saying that shows me that you really just don't care about the island. You don't care about that at all. You just want to make fun of somebody. And it's kind of fucked up, and it's fucked up because by saying that you're making fun of the victims who also were forced to be on Epstein's island, you know, like it's really jacked that you would do that. Like, it's really messed up. I should report you, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to ban you because you're stupid.
They couldn't go back to where they were, the 3 sites that we obliterated.
Mm-hmm.
But they were starting work at another site, a different site, different kind of a site. And that was protected by granite.
I don't know.
They wanted it protected. Granite's pretty good, but they wanted it protected by a lot deeper.
Yeah, keep your fantasies to yourself. That's grody, bro. And what I mean by saying that is that it doesn't matter what race, religion, ethnicity you are. If you've got a regime built on underage marriage, it's disgusting and it should fall. That's what I'm saying by that. It doesn't matter where it's at. If come to find out after Trump leaves office and they release more of the Epstein and it condemns him, he should go to jail. He should. That doesn't remove what he's done for America, the Iranian people, and the Venezuelans, and probably Cuba next. But he will go down in history as one of the best and worst presidents we've ever had. If he was actively and involved with Epstein.
To go a lot deeper, and they started the process while rapidly building
all the more reason why I personally think that he should step out of office, because he's compromised and allow J.D. Vance to do what he's doing, because the issue is that when he leaves office, and if it comes to find out that Trump is heavily in there and doing things he shouldn't be doing, it's going to ruin the immigration policies. It will ruin and overshadow the Iranian war. It will ruin and shadow the capture of Maduro. It will ruin everything that he's built, because it will be overshadowed by that. And it is still, even to this day, overshadowed by that.
Conventional ballistic missiles. They were going to do it all at the same time that threatened our overseas bases and soon could have reached even our homeland. The regime's intention was to use this exponentially growing ballistic missile threat to make it virtually impossible to prevent them from...
There's no young people that have come forward with allegations against Trump. He's had a few supermodels, not supermodels, but a few... Well, no, yeah, he's had a few supermodels and a couple porn stars, you know what I'm saying? But, like, he hasn't had any younger people like that come forward. That's the issue.
Obtaining a nuclear weapon.
But I mean, if, like I said, if he's in the files and they're not unredacting him for that reason, they need to remove him from office and let J.D. Vance is going to do the same shit that he's doing. Let's be honest here. If anything, there's a good chance that J.D. Vance would probably call Trump and ask him what he should do,
Probably
at least for
so.
the remainder of his administration.
Had a tremendous number of missiles, most of which are now being used or destroyed. And
Well,
very
the launchers are
unsuccessfully
gone, right?
used,
That's
because
what I
we
thought.
have
Is they got
been
rid of the
able, for the
launchers.
most part, to shoot them all down. What incredible technology. The Patriots have been unbelievable, and other things. And the laser technology that we have now is...
There are no emails that are condemning Trump of anything. Stop spreading misinformation. I have covered numerous videos on Epstein and the files that were coming out, and none of them had anything other than Trump, calling the police on Epstein at one point. Like, other than that, there has not been anything that has been super crazy condemning for Donald Trump, at least not yet. So stop spreading misinformation. I have done at least 30 videos on the Epstein stuff and its entirety. So don't tell me what I should go look up.
It's coming out.
The
pretty
Goy
soon.
beam.
Where
Let's go.
literally lasers will do the work of, at a lot less cost, do the work of...
Yo, if it come to find out we had politicians that were in that, we need to bring back public executions and we need to crucify them on the White House lawn. Seriously. That's what we need to do. There should be no excuse for it. They should televise that bitch too. There's no reason for that.
What the Patriots are doing or what other things are
nuts.
doing.
They can do it with a laser.
The situation was very quickly approaching.
Hit him with the Goy
the
beam.
point of no return, and the United
You in
States...
the wrong comments if you think that I'm misinformed about the Epstein files, bruh.
found it intolerable,
Been waiting
in
on
my
that.
opinion, based on what Steve and Jared and Pete and others were telling me, Marco, so involved, that I thought that they
If
were
they
gonna
had stuff on Trump and the Epstein files, why are they down in some parts of the country bitching and complaining about other stuff? They would be down at the White House trying to protest him out if he had anything that was convicting on it. Duh.
us. I thought they would, if we didn't do this at the time we did it, I think they had in mind to attack us. And if you notice, they did something which was very foolish. Very
They sent an assassin to assassinate Trump. I did not know that. They actually caught an assassin trying to make landfall in America to assassinate Trump.
But I would say they attacked their neighbors, and their neighbors were
Yeah, he's right.
largely neutral.
Yep.
Or at least weren't going
But
to be
they got the
involved.
bastard. They got his ass.
Yeah, it was retarded.
And
They
got
arrested him.
attacked.
Completely retarded.
And it had the reverse effect. The neighbors came onto our side and started attacking them, and actually quite successfully.
Only his name is in the files, and there's nothing incriminating. In
Almost like
fact, if the files haven't been altered, you would see quite the contrary. He called the police on Epstein and reported what he thought was going on about Epstein. So, if anything, if you want to point out Epstein files as like, Trump was in the Epstein. Yeah, his name was in the Epstein files. Okay, cool. There's nothing that condemns him. Not yet, anyway. Nothing that we've seen.
You look at Saudi Arabia, you look at UAE, Qatar, and others. But they were strong and they were smart, but they got attacked. When I first heard it, I said, no, somebody made a mistake. There was no mistake. UAE had over 1,000 missiles shot at it, knocked them almost all down. On the very first day I came down the escalator in 2015, I said, quote, I will stop Iran from getting nuclear weapons. And all I'm doing is keeping my promise. Think of that. That was in 2015.
He never told us this.
I said it. It was a threat then.
This is a bait and
much
switch.
Bigger threat now.
Wow.
But no longer a threat. Not for a long time, anyway. We want to keep it that way. As we continue Operation Epic Fury, we're also focused on keeping energy and oil flowing to the world. And I will not allow a terrorist regime to hold the world hostage and
Dude, we got lots of trolls, but y'all got to keep them in check, man. I'm relying on y'all to keep them in check. I'm trying to keep the stream running. Got to keep them in check, man. Call these people out. That's why I haven't been banning people, man. Because y'all can't hurt each other in my comments, man. Y'all have to hash it out in there. Like I said, that's why I ain't been banning people unless you're being really stupid. You got to be doing some stupid stuff to
stop the globe's oil supply, and if Iran does anything to do that, they'll get hit at a much, much harder level. I will take out those targets that were easy and that I mentioned just before. We'll take them out so quickly, they'll never be able to recover, ever. If they want to play that game, they better not play that game. In the long run, oil supplies will be dramatically more secure without the threat of Iranian ships,
stopping the war?
drones,
No, not yet.
missiles, nuclear menace.
Oh yeah, man. If y'all new here, hit the sub button. Take it easy. Take it easy, monkey. See you around, man. Take it easy. Yeah, hit the sub button. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. We might be going a little later sometimes. Who knows? But yeah, stay around, stick around, sub to the channel.
Anything, so
hit the like button on the stream, helps out the viewership.
Is going to
if you missed the stream, don't worry about it. The stream's always on the channel. I always cut up these streams, make smaller videos, so check it out.
Dave, we have a lot of Navy ships there.
Yeah,
We
there's
have
ships going through
the
there
best
now.
equipment in the world, inspecting for mines.
1009, let's move on.
Again, most of their ships are down at the bottom of the sea. Now is our new partner, great partner.
Wow.
Very
Sounds good.
successfully, I might add. Exactly where they're placed. We'll get them out of there very fast, but we hope we don't have any of that. And again, take over the Middle East. They had thousands and thousands since.
Man, we are on a rumbling spree, huh?
Hatred, be more state and have done, as they say, fumes. They
They're
have
running
no
on fumes.
energy. They have no countries, but that's being invested. 2 days. When you think about it, I believe the best generals. We have the best, and this went very quickly. We talked about.
We're
that
going to
with
move on
President
from this. This is just the entirety of his speech.
Putin. He was very
We got a lot of other stuff that we need to cover. So far, W. Donald Trump.
2 men have been.
So speaking of the Epstein files, of course, we have another video of the Epstein files. You're welcome. Because you know I know nothing about the Epstein files,
Jeffrey
right?
Epstein Googled just minutes before. Wait, what the? A prison guard for Jeffrey Epstein Googled him just minutes before he was found deceased and made a mysterious $5,000 cash deposit 10 days before Epstein's death.
So this is the prison guard that was supposed to be on suicide watch. And they're supposed to check the cell every so often to make sure that they haven't harmed themselves or somebody else, right? I think she got arrested for this. I think she did actually get put in jail for a little bit for this. But she had a $5,000 cash deposit after Epstein died, and she had to Google Epstein on her shift to figure out who he was.
Ova Noel was previously accused of falsifying records. Her charges were later dropped. Noel made multiple suspicious
I didn't know
Google
that.
searches less than an hour before Epstein was found deceased. Latest on Epstein in jail at 5:42 a.m., then again at 5:52 a.m., less than 40 minutes before her colleague found the disgraced financier in his cell by 6:30. The outlet also reports the Chase Bank had flagged cash deposits to the FBI in November 2019. So this is an old video from 6 years ago. Epstein jail guards charged with falsifying...
Look who it is. News 4.
Records.
Prison guards are under arrest, charged in connection with the death of accused sexual predator Jeffrey Epstein. Federal prosecutors say Michael Thomas and Tova Noel failed to make mandated cell checks and then falsified records on the night Epstein reportedly killed himself. Surveillance video shows no one entered the special housing unit that night, and no one checked on Epstein over the course of 8 hours.
Yeah, because he was on suicide watch, right?
Just 15 feet away from the guard's desk.
So they didn't check on him at all for 8 hours, even though they were 15...
Just 15 feet away.
15 feet away, so like
That's
literally
crazy.
like on the other side of the room. She Googled the guy, but she didn't even look in to see whether he was okay or not. Inmate says guards discussed cover-up. What? So
That's
apparently
right.
this just happened now. Like it literally just came out. It was 6 hours ago.
A newly surfaced document published in the DOJ's Epstein database reveals that an inmate once told the FBI that he overheard prison guards talking about covering up Epstein's death on the morning the sex offender died. The document includes 5 handwritten pages of notes from the unidentified inmate's FBI interview. The whole wing, as I understand it, overheard this exchange among guards.
Well, this particular inmate said he woke up to the yelling and the screaming. He told the FBI that he heard them say something to the effect of, "Dudes, you killed this dude. You killed him." And then another female guard saying, "Well, we don't have to worry about this because we're going to cover it up and my guys are going to have
I think that's too easy. There's no way this is true. It's just too easy. There's no way.
alibi."
Dude, that's like, there's no way. That's too good. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
And
there's no shot that's real.
Is there no audio of this at all?
I mean, the DOJ investigators actually
Yeah.
did some work on her finances, got her banking statements, and you could see them in the files, and it shows that she had quite a number of cash deposits.
Well, why didn't they trace the money back? Why wouldn't they trace the money back and see where the money came from? Even now they can do that right now.
You get the money from? I mean, don't they have the answer to that? I feel like that's a pretty important question, right?
That's suspicious. And she
Like
apparently...
every ATM you go to and anytime you, like, there's always a money trail. There's always a money trail. I'm sorry, a paper trail. There's always a paper trail for all this money. That's why a lot of big, mob bosses, they launder it.
searched for Epstein. There's all these pieces that don't make sense and have never made sense, going back to the July 23rd when they found him laying on the floor of a cell. His first words when he regained consciousness was, "My cellmate tried to kill me." There's no indication at all that he was suicidal in these
I didn't even know that.
psychological evaluations. So one has to wonder why they didn't investigate. His cellmate was a quadruple.
Well, they didn't investigate because think about how many people they were trying to protect, how many rich people they were trying to protect, or for that matter, even political people they were trying to keep in power by redacting even now the majority of those files. They're still protecting these people.
By the way, and they believed him when he said that Epstein tried to commit suicide.
So the guy killed 4 people, and then the guards believed him. Like, I mean, wouldn't it just be obvious based off of like the marks on his neck and everything? Like, couldn't you just figure this out instantly?
Well, it's
and we've
still
got
a
one more
cross-current.
part of this. Tova Noel scrubbed from logs. A sudden strange jump occurred. Officer Tova Noel disappears from her desk in a single frame without walking away. What? Oh, man. There's her head right there. Look at that. I think that's pretty fucking weird. She literally
pretty
just
good.
disappeared. She's sitting there, and
Doing
then
pretty
she's
good, doing
gone.
pretty good.
Man, say you're not suicide.
So, wait, so she... Hold on.
Look at that. Oh, man. There's her head right there. Look at that.
Oh, yeah,
I think
look,
that's
it's gone.
pretty
Well,
fucking weird.
I mean, the chair hasn't moved. It looks more like she put her head
She
down.
literally just disappeared. She's sitting there, and then she's
I don't know about that. I think she just put her head down.
gone. Man, say you're not suicidal. I am not. How did I not even know about this? So who went in there? How did she get the payment? Who was that? There must be a record of this. Like, this isn't...
Well, like you have to keep in mind that they haven't even released the full camera without it being edited or, you know, the time not being, like, stopped around, like, midnight. So something obviously happened.
In 1931, okay? How the fuck could you not figure this out? What? The market's pumping?
There's a good chance that...
Maybe, right? There's no way, right? I mean, it did go up. It went up. It went up by 400 points. Oil prices now collapse below 80... Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, this is the oil thing that we were talking about earlier.
U.S. bombed Tehran like 6 hours ago? Yeah, I'm just so confused. Uh-oh. Iranian TV admits the new supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, was seriously injured from an Israeli strike. Wait, what? Cardboard cutout reportedly used during allegiance ceremony for...
Well, I thought it was the Ayatollah. It's this guy.
Mojtaba Khamenei. It is currently unknown why the supreme leader wasn't in attendance.
I wonder why.
This is it. President Trump just revealed the Iran war is very complete, pretty much. They've shot everything they have to shoot. They have no navy, no communications. They've got no air force.
All lying at the bottom of the ocean. 46 ships. Can you believe it? In fact, I got a little upset with our people. I said, what quality of ship? Excellent, sir. Top of the line. I said, why did we just capture the ship? We could have used it. Why did we sink them? He said, it's more fun to sink them. I said, that's a...
God damn, boy.
They like sinking.
Yo, W president for being so... I don't think our media was ready for somebody to be this damn transparent. I don't. I genuinely don't think... Like, they're completely decimating all of this controversy just by saying, I don't know, or saying shit like this. Seriously. Like, they... Like, the Democrats and these people spinning this fake media... We're not ready for an administration to make as many press conferences and be this transparent. They're getting completely blown out of the water. They're taking fat L's everywhere. Even when J.D. Vance went down and straightened out all that stuff with Minneapolis, they didn't expect the kind of press conference and for J.D. Vance to be so well informed in all the things that they were asking.
It's safer to sink him. I guess it's probably true. We're ahead of our initial timeline by a lot. I would say that we probably would not have thought after a month we'd be here, in addition to the fact that we've taken out the leadership twice and maybe 3 times. So we think they should put a president in or the head of the country in that's going to be able to do something peacefully for a change. They've been doing this for 47 years, killing people for 47 years. If you notice, they did something which was very foolish, very stupid, I would say. They attacked their neighbors, and their neighbors were
he's right.
Largely neutral, or at least weren't going to be involved.
Yeah, it was retarded.
And they got attacked.
Completely retarded.
I think to this day, like, this is going to most likely end up in the history books as one of the biggest flubs for any country. They are going to be talking about this for generations. Like, if you are getting attacked by a foreign country and you attack all the countries around you, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? Like, what was that thought process with that?
And it had the reverse effect. The neighbors came onto our side and started attacking them quite successfully.
You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
Very soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are 2 levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that. But I don't think anybody thought we were going to be this quickly successful. You know, they're great people. They have an amazing population, amazing, smart. I'd love to help them, but they have to be in a system that allows them to be helped. And right now, they're in a system that only allows failure.
See, another press person asked him, or I actually kind of heard a little bit of this. A press person asked him if the Iranian people need help, or like whenever. So he had finished that prior sentence up and said, well, once we're done, we're gonna leave. And then someone asked him if if the Iranian people needed help, and you're just going to leave them. And his response to that was this.
To be in a system that allows them to be helped. And right now they're in a system that only allows failure. And I want a system that's not going to be attacking us, lead to many years of peace. And if we can't
He's talking about their government. He wants their government not to be shit. That's what he's referring to when he says their system.
that, we might as well get it over with right now. Yeah, please.
Done. No, I don't want to brag, but you know, they've said this about a lot of things. No other president could do some of this shit I'm doing.
Amen to that. Amen to that. We are damn lucky that we got Donald Trump. I genuinely am starting to think that. We got so lucky. You know, Kamala wouldn't have done this. Biden wouldn't have done this. We'd still be sending money over. I got to say, Obama wouldn't be able to do this either. We'd still be sending money, American taxpayer dollars over there to get back captured soldiers. We would. We'd still be sending these terrorists money. Now we're sending them bombs.
Nick, no other president. The things I'm doing, nobody else was going to do them.
So there was an attempted bombing in New York City. These are the suspects for it. They have names now, so we can, officially, like, these guys shouldn't even be alive right now. They should be dead already. They should have already been executed. These guys threw two IEDs. They lit them and threw them in a crowd protesting in New York, and they have them on video. The whole thing is on video. They captured the full thing on video. And I don't know how these guys are still alive. I don't.
Outside Gracie Mansion.
Apparently, one of these motherfuckers is like a second or third generation and lives in a fucking mansion. So one of these motherfuckers is loaded, and he's out there throwing his life away for some stupid cause. Apparently, he, from what I understand, is one of them learned about it online or something like that.
18-year-old Amir Balat and 19-year-old Ibrahim Kayumi are facing multiple charges, including using a weapon of mass destruction.
The only good thing that came out of this is that those IEDs didn't detonate because they're fucking stupid.
After waiving his rights, he requested paper and wrote a message declaring in part, "I pledge my allegiance to the Islamic State. Die in your rage, you kuffar." Now, die in your rage.
That's crazy. What?
Commonly known ISIS slogan, and kuffar is an Arabic term that refers to non-believers. He also told investigators that he had hoped to carry out an attack even bigger than the Boston Marathon bombing, which he noted resulted in only 3 deaths.
President of the Morrow Institute, Ryan Morrow, joins me now. Ryan, what is your read on this situation?
Well, I think that what you're seeing is another episode of what I've called the Jihad Olympics, where you have groups like ISIS that get very frustrated at not getting any oxygen or attention because everything has been focused on Hamas, Hezbollah, the Iranian regime especially, which are their rivals. And so there is going to be the pressure on ISIS supporters to carry out an attack. Now, why this specific attack? I think it's because, and I base this off of ISIS's own words in the past, is that there's a particular image of America that they want to broadcast to the entire world and to Americans as well. Think about what was going on here. You had an anti-Muslim rally, and the leader of it is a white nationalist. And then you had other more confrontational, almost Antifa-type counter-protesters. And then you had ISIS supporters show up throwing bombs. What is the image that then gets broadcast to the world? That the American right are white nationalists, that the American left are Antifa, and the Muslims are jihadists like ISIS. That's the exact image that they want the world to think of American society, and they want Americans to think our society is like that as well.
Well, yesterday, NYPD Commissioner
I don't really think that's going to solve anything, though. Like, even if that's truly what everyone believes, who cares? There's nobody going to do nothing about it. I mean, it just shows how free America really is. You know, you can have all these people, like, think about that. You have all these people, all these different chapters, all in one spot in New York City because that's the only place they can proliferate. So yeah, like, you know, obviously what it should be to the American government is time to send in the National Guard and clean that bitch up. That's what it needs to be. But, you know, what do I know, right?
Said that one of these suspects told police after being arrested that he doesn't belong to a religion that just stands when people talk about the blessed name of the prophet. We take action, he apparently said, and if I didn't do it, someone else would. What sort of threat level are we under right now, not just in New York City, but across the country?
Well, the threat is elevated because of obvious reasons, what's going on around the world. And the Iranian regime does have a very large extremist infrastructure, I'm sorry to say, in the United States. But considering everything that's going on, I'm pleasantly surprised that the call to jihad has not been met by more homegrown extremists in the U.S. or foreign extremists coming here. Considering how big the threat is, these attacks have been relatively low. So I think it's worth keeping that in mind, that we need to be concerned about this. But from the point of view of the jihadists around the world, I think they're disappointed.
Well, Mayor Mamdani released the following statement in response to the indictment, saying Amir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi have been charged with committing a heinous act of terrorism and proclaiming their allegiance to ISIS. They should be held fully accountable for their actions, and we will continue to keep New Yorkers safe. We will not tolerate terrorism or violence in our city. There are some, including the former mayor, Ryan, who is accusing the current mayor of taking too long to make a statement like this. Could a statement or reaction from a mayor or someone in a position of power actually tamp down a terror threat? And if so, what should that response?
Yeah, apparently Mandami's speech for this, or the press conference, was kind of very toned down. It was, for example, he didn't really condemn the terrorist organization. For the example, he condemned the two guys, but the language, like if you look at his speech for it, it didn't seem right. It just didn't seem right at all.
There's plenty of room to criticize the mayor of New York City, but I'm not just going to jump on him at every opportunity. So I don't think that anything he says is going to affect whether an ISIS guy who has decided that the way to cleanse sin from his life and gain entry into paradise is to kill people is going to be affected by what the mayor says. I think there's greater things going on here. And I mentioned that the rationale of these ISIS terrorists so that people understand how evil and selfish it is, because they try to paint this as some type of righteous reaction to American foreign policy. No, if you actually look at what they say and what they believe.
Well, these people hate the West. They hate everything about our culture. They hate us. They hate the freedom that we have because they can't use their religion to oppress people. That's why they're losing Iran, is because, like, they use their religion to oppress people. They use their honestly schizoness to keep people under their wing and tell them that, you know, we're radicals and we want to die for our cause. We'll get X, Y, and Z, but you can preach that as long as no one's dying. Whenever the dying starts, you're going to see a whole lot of people roaching the fuck out. Guarantee you.
They believe that they have committed sin, that they are embarrassed about that sin. They're worried they won't make it into heaven. And the way that they make it into heaven is by killing people and dying in jihad. And that's the only guaranteed way that they can make their way in. It's an incredibly evil, incredibly selfish thing to believe in and to do.
And that's why the NYPD has deployed additional counterterrorism units across New York City. Ryan, thank you so much for joining us on this very important topic. We appreciate your time, as always.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Doocy. Here on a Tuesday morning, I'm Todd Pyro.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. First, we go to Trey Yanks, who is live in Tel Aviv with the very latest on the war with Iran. Hi, Trey.
Yeah, Todd, Carly, good morning. Overnight, President Trump returning from Florida, making new comments about the war in the Middle East. He spoke about the success of Operation Epic Fury so far. U.S. Central Command going after many targets overnight. The Israelis also continuing their airstrikes against the Iranian capital of Tehran. They are systematically taking out the military and command structure of the Iranian regime.
America's not alone. What the fuck? Have you not been keeping up with it at all? Between Israel doing the airstrikes with their planes and us keeping the seas clear and taking the airspace, and the Kurds willing to do a ground invasion, America's not alone. Not to mention that every other country around them, now that they've been bombed as shit because of Iran and its nonsense, they're condemning Iran and aiding America. Like, what are you talking about?
Now, the president was asked overnight.
Where do people get this information from? What the fuck?
About Iran's new supreme
Go
leader.
back to Reddit.
He said this.
Oh, at least over there, you guys can just keep telling yourselves that that Trump's losing the war. You know, when we start pulling up the like breaking news and actual like people that cover this shit constantly, and you're taking them fat L's like you did in Minneapolis, then maybe you're just not in the right place, huh?
Take him out. Does he have a target on his back?
You mean the new supreme leader?
Yeah.
You mean
From what I'm seeing, the Iranian government's pretty much over.
How can there be an Iran? With
Well,
another
I don't want to say that, but I was disappointed because we think it's going to lead to just more of the same problem for the country. So I was disappointed to see their choice.
President Trump very clear on his views about Mojtaba Khamenei. You can see some destruction here in Iran as the Israeli and American strikes continue. These are extensive, not just around the capital of Tehran, but across the country. The Iranian Navy, Air Force, and ground force is being decimated by this campaign. Now, Iran's foreign minister also speaking out about the conflict and the new supreme leader saying this.
Well, first of all, it's too soon.
So we got Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Burnham, Kuwait, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, have strongly condemned the actions. These nations, in coordination with the United States, have been actively involved in defending their territory and airspace against the attacks. There you go.
For him to make any comment, we are all waiting for his speeches and comments, which should come later on. But I don't think the question of talking with America.
Well, it's not a lie. My mom is dead. Never really met my father. So, yeah, maybe you're lying. Maybe you don't know shit.
Or negotiation with Americans.
Enjoy your perma.
Would be on the table because, we have a very, bitter experience of talking with Americans.
As these new comments are coming in from the Iranians, the Israelis are looking north toward the Lebanese capital of Beirut, where they are still today striking new targets of the Iran-backed militant group Hezbollah. Hezbollah launching new rockets and mortars over the border overnight. And the Israelis say they will continue to hold ground positions in southern Lebanon in preparation for the possibility of further attacks.
Yeah, my channel's dodging a bullet.
Israel, no stranger to a two-front
Enjoy
war.
your perma.
So, Trey, during that press conference
Enjoy your
yesterday, the
perma.
president
Bye-bye.
took a lot of questions.
So stick around. It might even be as early as tomorrow with how many idiots are showing up. We're probably going to start pulling some of these idiots up and trying to engage with some of these mentally handicapped conversations. As long as I can keep my sanity.
Where this
I love how these people are like, "We'll go check out this media site," and it's like, what media site? Oh, you can't trust legacy media. So what? You trust the internet for your information? Like, to an extent, you have to trust legacy media. It's that same mentality of, you trust the federal government? How could you do that? Well, they made the Social Security system, which means that they give you your Social Security card. They make your date of birth, your birth certificate. They give you your identification card or your driver's license, so they know where you live. They know what you do. Like, to an extent, you have to trust something. Goddamn.
And the success of it so far, how long it will take. Over a weekend, what is the feeling inside Israel right now regarding all of that?
The feeling in Israel is that this should go on as long as it takes to destroy the threat from the Iranian regime. The Israeli people see the threat firsthand. They have lived under the rocket and missile fire, not just from the regime itself, but from the proxies like Hezbollah in southern Lebanon and the Houthis in Yemen, not to mention Hamas and Islamic Jihad.
That is just straight up misinformation. You absolutely need a driver's license to drive in America. I am permitting you. That is a lie. That is a straight up fucking lie, and you don't live in America if you think that.
who in the past have received support from the Iranian regime. And so the Israeli people broadly want this to get finished, but they're willing to pay a price.
Exactly.
If it means
Trust nothing, question everything, and verify. 100%.
more security and stability.
You have to trust it to an extent, but always verify.
The region.
While the United States may say our time here is done, that doesn't mean Israel is necessarily going to follow suit, even though we joined in this mission at the exact same time. Trey Ying's live for us this morning. Trey, thank you. Let's go now to Madeline Rivera live in
There is not a single state in this country where you can drive without a driver's license. That is dog shit.
With more reaction from the Trump administration. Maddie.
Good morning, Todd and Carly. Well, regarding that timeline, I know Carly brought it up. The president says the U.S. is ahead of its initial 4 to 5 week estimated time frame, citing the destruction of Iran's Navy, communications, and Air Force.
On Iran, you called it an excursion. You said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
Are you talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay, and with respect
Very
to...
soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership. In fact, there are 2 levels of leadership, and even actually, as it turns out, more than that.
Man, there's a lot of dumbasses in comments today, huh? So, Kermud. Keep misinterpreting everything, and you'll just end up on another channel getting permit. You can drive without a license if you're a safe law bot. That's dog shit. That's false. That's a lie. Anybody else? I drove without one for 20 years. Well, you broke the law for 20 years, just so you're aware. Not legal. I mean, you can do it, but you're going to get arrested if you get caught driving a vehicle without a license. And I don't recommend that. That's stupid. Don't ever drive a car without a fucking license. Literally, a teacher died from an illegal immigrant fleeing from ICE. Yeah, that was true. God, 100% can't. Yeah, you cannot drive without a license. Like, I get what you're trying to say, but at the end of the day, it's illegal. That's an illegal act. You have to have a license in order to drive in the country. I mean, hey, if you take the bus, then good on you, man. Straight up.
But 2 levels.
It's expensive to take the bus in this bitch.
Most people have never even heard about the leaders that they're talking about. So it's obviously been very, very powerful.
How's it going, Lord Ordell?
But we're hearing some conflicting signals here because the president is also threatening more military action if Iran blocks oil supply, writing onto social.
Super late today, huh, Alex?
Anything that stops the flow of oil within the Strait of Hormuz, they will be hit by the United States of America 20 times harder than they have been hit thus far. Iran is effectively preventing vessels from transiting the Strait of Hormuz, which is a global choke point.
Why? Who cares if fucking Germany... What? Why? Who cares if Germany joins the war? The war's... This isn't even a war, bro. This is a button mashing simulator. Come on.
For oil and
Who
gas.
cares if fucking Germany joins the war or not?
Revolutionary Guard Corps warns it will not allow a single liter of oil to be exported from the region as long as the conflict continues. Oil prices have surged as a result, and now the Wall Street Journal reports the president is being urged by advisors to find an off-ramp to quell political backlash. It comes as you heard the president say in that soundbite that Trey played. He admits he is disappointed about Iran's new supreme leader, saying his leadership would lead to more of the same problems in the country.
Oh, it absolutely will.
It
absolutely will. I don't understand how they keep appointing these people. Like, the Iranian people have already said they want a democracy. They want the right or the ability to vote in their official. That's what they want. That's what they want.
Putin, that's an interesting development, given reports that Russia is providing Iran with intelligence of U.S. military targets.
And to be quite frank, I think they should. I think they should have an elected official, because if they have an elected official, then that means that, they can also set up a term limit so they're not stuck with the same, regime for the next 20 or 30 years. Duh.
Vorpeat Hegseth and the
Or
chairman
47 for that matter.
General Dan Kane. They are expected to hold a Pentagon briefing today at 8 a.m. and expect them to get questions about the president's timeframe here. Todd and Carly.
We'll be watching, Maddie. Thank you.
Maddie.
Meantime, Vice President J.D. Vance attending
Yeah,
last
you
night's
do realize that if we're using bases in that country to attack Iran, that they technically are a part of it, right? You do realize this, that the bases, like, there are bases that are opening up to America because of the Iran war and the country's support of the Iran war. Like, nobody liked this regime. They were having issues with this regime going back decades. It's not a matter of them just being bombed. It's a matter of them being bombed and that regime just being assholes. Like, straight up.
dignified transfer for the 7th U.S. soldier killed in Operation Epic Fury. The Pentagon identifying the soldier as 26-year-old Army Sergeant Benjamin Pennington of Glendale, Kentucky. Pennington was a member of an
this was bound to happen. This war with Iran was going to happen. There was never going to be a point in time where them making a nuke wasn't going to cause widespread war across that country. Even the countries around them know how bad it is if those guys got a nuke. Israel was not about to let Iran get a nuke. If America didn't get involved, then Iran would still be bombing the shit out of them. Straight up. I mean, Israel would still be bombing the shit out of them. Regardless, they would disregard what America's saying. So, like, let's say it wasn't Trump and it was Kamala. And Kamala just refused to get involved even after everything. Israel would just be bombing the shit out of them. They would. They would make sure that Iran could not get a nuke. Straight up. That's exactly what would be happening.
Brigade was killed during an Iranian attack on the airbase.
Look at that face, boys. There's another hero. He's coming back to meet his family. A W hero.
That in Saudi Arabia. Secretary of State Marco Rubio yesterday honoring our fallen service members.
The United States.
I think we've lost 11 so far. We've lost 11 troops.
Engaged in an operation targeting one of the world's leading hostage taker, the world's leading sponsor of terrorism.
I love that Marco Rubio just says that shit too, because it's
the regime in Iran, and
it's the truth. Like, they were sponsoring terrorism, like they were. They still technically they're trying.
Is currently engaged in an operation targeting one of the world's leading hostage taker, the world's leading sponsor of terrorism, the regime in Iran, and first, I think we would all take a moment, both to offer our thoughts, our prayers, and our condolences, and to honor the families of those who have fallen, the 7 Americans who have lost their lives in the initial hours of this operation, incredibly brave Americans.
Sergeant Pennington joins Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicole Lamore, Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, Sergeant Declan Cody, Major Jeffrey O'Brien, and Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzan as the American heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
W American heroes. W American heroes.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe.
Oh, Trump's not happy with the new supreme leader. Do we have anything else? Bro, wouldn't it be crazy? I log on to Fox News and it shows that the Iran government surrendered. Wouldn't that be fucking crazy? Everyone just talking shit in chat, and then I just log on. I type out Fox News, and then it's like, oh, war in Iran is over. Wouldn't that shit just be wild? Being more IED, dude. They found more IEDs in New York City. That's crazy. Says drone attacks down 83%. That's crazy. Bro, these people getting wrecked.
So here we go. In just a couple hours, the
3 hours
Pentagon
ago.
is to hold a press conference to update us on the latest from Operation Epic Fury.
It comes after Vice President J.D. Vance attended last night's dignified transfer for a 7th soldier killed in this unprecedented mission. The Pentagon identifying the soldier. He's 26-year-old Army Sergeant Benjamin Pennington of Glendale, Kentucky. Pennington was a member of an elite space brigade and was killed during an Iranian attack on the
Space Brigade? What the fuck is a Space Brigade? What the fuck is that? Is that like a Halo unit or something? They get dropped in from space? What the fuck is that? I've never heard of that before. Is that new?
on an air base he was stationed in Saudi Arabia.
Pennington joins Captain Cody Cork, Sergeant First Class Nicole Amour, Sergeant First Class Noah Teachins, Sergeant Declan Cody, Major Jeffrey O'Brien, and Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzan as the American heroes who have made the ultimate sacrifice for all of us.
Meanwhile, the operation is still in full force. President Trump says that the U.S. has now struck more than...
That's the point. I want them to lose their mind. They're already gone. I just want to like rub it into the dirt. You know what I'm saying? That they're already like completely like just caught off guard by this whole thing. They've been taking fat L's since Minneapolis and Trump being elected. Like all the DEI programs have been dismantled. They just can't stop taking these fat L's. You know what I'm saying?
5,000
America, we're back, baby. And you know what? America's the greatest country in the world. We're the richest country in the world. We've got the biggest military in the world. We enforce national law and national waters. We are America. And you know what? If you got a problem with America, then go back to where you came from. No one asked you to be here. Let's stick around, sub to the channel, hit the like button on the stream, helps out with views. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. That ain't gonna change. So yeah, stick around. I'll be talking shit 4 hours a day, boys. Stick around. If you missed the stream, that's okay. The stream will always be up.
Yesterday, he thinks that the fighting will be over soon.
It's what winning looks like, boys.
Excursion, you said it would be over soon. Are you thinking this week it will be over?
No,
You're talking
but soon.
about days?
I think soon.
Okay.
They're not gonna say when it'll be over. That's like asking them what's the next military target they're gonna... Bro, like, come on.
With respect
Very soon. Look, everything they have is gone, including their leadership.
I mean, at the rate they're going, they're not going to have anybody to come forward as leadership to surrender. They're going to be too damn scared to even show face.
Chief Foreign Correspondent Trey Ying.
You're going to be seeing a Zoom call of like a cutout of the current Supreme Leader with like a voice box on the back of it. And he's going to be in like some bunker on the other side of the, he's probably not even going to be in the same country, doing a Zoom call to the United States president saying he surrenders.
After speaking exclusively to President Trump hours ago, Trey, we hear the sirens.
Yeah, hey, Brian, good morning. Overnight, I spoke with President Trump for about 20 minutes as he traveled back to Washington from Florida, getting some new insight on the commander-in-chief's thinking about Operation Epic Fury, the success so far, and what he thinks about Iran's new supreme leader. I asked him about Mojtaba Khamenei, and he said that he's not happy with this
I genuinely think that J.D. Vance is going to be in 2028. I do.
He goes on to say, I don't believe he can live in peace. And as the president spoke about the new leadership selection in Iran...
Yeah, that's the best part about most of the comments is they don't even make sense. They're not arguments, they're just insults. That's all they have left. They can't even attack the arguments anymore. All they have is insults. All they have is insults because the Trump administration is so fucking transparent. They can't use a vague posting to win an argument anymore. They're just too damn transparent. They are.
Details on the timing of this operation and why it needed to take place when it did. He said, when we attacked them first, we knocked out 50% of their missiles. And if we didn't, it would have been a much harder fight. He goes on to say, no other president had the guts to do it. I don't want some president who hasn't got the courage in 5 or 10 years to go in. President Trump making clear that by taking this action, he believes that within 3 days, if he didn't order these strikes against the Iranian regime, that Iran would have attacked first. And if they were able to get a nuclear weapon, they would have used it. Now, I asked the president whether...
Well, you can't really bring up the Epstein files in this context because the Iranian regime believes in underage marriage. So wouldn't you want that regime to also fall as well? Interesting. You do realize that the Iranian regime openly celebrates underage marriage? You sure you want to go with that tactic?
He's
You
open
sure you want to do that?
with the Iranian regime, and he told me that he's hearing they want to talk badly, and he goes on to say it's possible. Depends on what terms. Possible, only possible. You know.
Sure you want to use that tactic, buddy? You sure? You sure about that? You sure about that?
Speak anymore, you know, if you really think about it, but it's possible. And so the president, as he did leading up to this operation, is leaving open the door to diplomacy, understanding that the Iranian regime is getting hit hard right now when it comes to their military leadership and also their infrastructure. The Americans and the Israelis have gone after the Iranian Navy, they've gone after the army and other
I'm only using your logic against you, right? This is what y'all do. Whenever someone says, oh, what about the Epstein files? Is that transparent? And then I say, well, what about the Iranian regime being pro underage marriage? And then you hear, so you can be pro Epstein files release, but you can't be pro Iranian. Well, the only reason why you're even, number one, making that comment is to do some weird shit and throw some kind of shade on something because you can't attack anything that's being talked about here, clearly. And number two, most of you people, whenever you have somebody that's not willing to say, fuck Trump, you immediately try to attack them. I'm sorry that we're not racist. We don't dislike orange people, okay? How do you think Grimace feels? Just because he's orange doesn't give you the right to be bad orange, okay? Remember, Trump still has feelings like Grimace. You can't hate him and be racist against him because he's orange. That's fucked up. And the Grinch would frown upon you.
Across the country, and right now they are decimated. They're losing their ability to fire missiles and drones. And at this point, as the president told me, he said he is hearing they are ready to talk. Guys?
So, Trey, now that you know, the president talks about them being decimated, are you seeing less frequency?
Just because you don't like our tangerine warlord doesn't give you the right to be racist, okay? Well, maybe in America a little bit, but
of drones and rockets in Israel?
Absolutely. We are seeing far fewer missiles. It was actually a 10-hour lull in launches overnight as the Iranians are having trouble getting off large barrages. And the president even said there were times over the past week where they fired dozens of missiles at a single time. And he told me there were moments where 100% of those missiles...
How do you think any country rules its people? How do you think the American government got where it was at? They literally went through and hunted down outlaws and killed them all. I mean, if you ask me, that's warlord-like behavior, isn't it? Every country got where it was at by slaughtering millions of people. Hate to break it to you. Every country in the world in its history has had one form or another of warlord-like behavior. There's not a single country that is propped up in a government that hasn't had that happen. Get used to it. It's natural. It's how it is.
Were shot down. And so what the United
I guess
States...
next you're going to be like, but the Native Americans, we live on stolen land. Oh!
has been able to do here,
Makes my
according
damn
to
skin
President
crawl.
Trump, is
The
basically
arguments
take
that
out
some of these
Iran's
people come
ability
up
to
with, man.
respond. And while there are still missiles flying toward Gulf countries and toward
And you
Israel...
know what? So what if Trump's a warlord? Do something about it.
Their ability to attack these countries and U.S. forces in
I
the
don't care
region...
if it's fucking Trump. I don't care if it's Kamala Harris. I don't care if it's Joe Biden, Obama. I don't give a flying fuck who's doing it. As long as this gets done, who cares?
is being depleted. And the president told me that he was actually surprised when Iran launched these attacks against Gulf countries who were not attacking Iran. But it just speaks to how unstable the regime is and how unpredictable they are. And that is why the president is concerned about...
They've been deleting and yeeting these vehicles like they're nothing.
Mustafa Khamenei, understanding that he is the son of his late father, the man who was killed in the opening strikes of Operation Epic Fury, and he's also considered a hardliner with close ties to the IRGC.
Yeah, Trey,
well, then there's no way this guy's going to be the supreme leader for very long. I guarantee you he's not going to be the supreme leader for very long. I don't think there is a single place in this world that man would be safe other than maybe Russia or China because they have nukes. but there's not a single place that man is going to go where Americans won't bunker bust him. Straight up. Hell, we don't even have to be the ones that drop it. Israel will do it.
What do you make of some of these reports about Iran sending out a suspected operational trigger to activate these sleeper cells abroad after the Ayatollah was killed? There were some encrypted messages that were intercepted by the United States.
It's absolutely concerning to both American and Israeli intelligence agencies, and that's why they've urged vigilance among the populations around the world, understanding that the Iranian regime could try to respond on the ground with sleeper cells or agents.
Made a fast missile that, like, Israel synagogue last month. I mean, they've been trying to bomb Israel for as long as I can remember. So no, it doesn't surprise me at all. Why do you think the Iron Dome exists? The Iron Dome exists because of Iran continually bombing Israel all the fucking time. Why do you think the Iron Dome is even there? These people have been thorns in people's sides for as long as I can fucking remember. I'm not even 47 years old, and this regime's been a problem for a lot of people. I'm 31, bro. So for as long as I've been alive, and then some, these people have been a problem. Big surprise that when one country decides that enough is enough, everyone around them joins in. Maybe you shouldn't have been a fucking asshole.
Different areas. What I gathered, though, from my conversation with the president as it relates to what comes next is that he's warning them that they shouldn't take any chances in terms of attacks against American citizens or allies around the world.
Well, I'll tell you what, moron. Whenever you start reading about the Iran war and you read a book that involves the Iran war, then maybe we'll get somewhere, huh? But there's no books published about the Iran war because it's currently happening. Dumbass. Enjoy your perma. Where did this come from? 31 and never read a book. Where does this come from? You're not the only person that's ever said that either. Like, I've seen it quite a bit in the comments. It's like, what do you mean, dumbass? Like, who gives a fuck if you've read a book? You don't need to read a book to watch the news and make a determination for yourself that what the Iran regime did to its own people was bad. When do you need, like, if anything, you need math. You need, like, what's that skill called? I can't even fucking think of the name of it. Fuck. It's like, I can't think of the fucking name of it.
Because
it's not self-determination, it's
and they have planned for a variety of contingencies.
Figure it out yourself, shit.
Start to launch these types of attacks or continue their attacks against U.S. forces in the region, they will continue to be decimated by the U.S. Air Force and the Israeli planes that are currently over the skies of their country.
So
critical thinking. Thank you very much. Critical thinking. That's what you need. You need critical thinking. Like for example, whenever people were watching the Renee Good try to run over that federal agent, I used my critical thinking skills and 7 different angles of the same bullshit that showed me, well, she tried to run him over. And they were trying to get her out of the car. Well, maybe you shouldn't have done that.
This country and the world markets is the Strait of Hormuz. It's so far there's no.
Like I said, they got to attack your character. They've got to attack your philosophy. They've got to attack anything other than the argument because they failed everything else. They lost Minneapolis. They lost the Israel-Palestine stuff. They've lost the Iran thing. It's just going to be Trump dishing out these fat L's to everyone that's not him. And you know what? Sucks to suck. Use your critical thinking skills and determine what is there for yourself.
Who are going really through there, maybe 1 or 2. So the president's got to reopen it. It looks like France is sending 10 ships there. It looks like they could do some of the escorting. We have ships. We could do some of the escorting. And now they're talking about possibly taking Karg Island, this oil island where 90% of Iranian oil is pumped from. The president, ironically, talked about taking this island as far back as 1988 in an interview when he was selling his book, The Art of the Deal. What would taking Karg Island do? And what there seems to be a lot of upside in doing it.
Yeah, look, it would be a major game changer on the ground. What the president has been able to do so far is decimate the Iranian Navy. Remember the Gulf of Oman. This was an area where the Iranians sent some of their most elite ships, and the president talked about this during our conversation. The United States took out all of those vessels, and they're currently at the bottom of the sea. And so whether it's Karg Island or any of the other infrastructure near the Strait of Hormuz, the Americans have the ability to operate both from the air and possibly even other options when it comes to putting pressure on the Iranian regime. And again, this runs in parallel to an operation that we saw just a few days ago over the weekend when the Israelis struck the oil storage facilities around the capital of Tehran. You saw those images of the black smoke billowing up. The bottom line here is that there's an...
This is almost over with. How could you think this is anything like Afghanistan? Have you not been seeing what's been going on? This war's, like, basically done.
immense amount of pressure on the Iranian...
The new supreme leader's too fucking chicken shit to even show up to his own press conference. Like, come on. It's over, man.
As this operation continues, and you've seen the destruction across Iran. You've seen the ability for the Americans...
And if you think for 1 second that if America withdraws from this, that Israel's going to allow this to continue, they're going to bomb the fuck out of them even more. If anything, America is holding Israel back and bombing everything they have. Straight up. I mean, they have to have the Iron Dome to protect its own fucking cities. They're tired of it. Everyone around them is tired of this.
To put pressure from the air, but there are these questions about if there are other options being considered on the ground, especially as it relates to Karg Island and other areas of Iran.
It would stop 90%
The Afghan war was a military-industrial complex used to make money. That's what it was about. That's what it was always about. That goes to show how uninformed you are.
Well, they would have nothing literally to fuel their economy. So it seems to be the only way to get their attention. Trey, thanks so much. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
If you're new here, hit the like button, sub to the channel. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to about 11:30. Might be going a little bit later. Who knows? If you ever miss the stream, then it'll always be up. You guys can always view it. Check it out. Check it out. Stick around. We're always here, man. Always here. Hit the channel membership up. You get exclusive emotes. Got to get good. You know what I'm saying?
Ali Kohanin.
Why is this so quiet? Holy God.
In the region, former U.S. deputy envoy to combat anti-Semitism during President Trump's first term. She was born in Tehran to a Jewish family, and they fled at the beginning of the revolution.
Yeah, their arguments fall apart because there's no argument. It's just insults. And if all you do is insult people, like... When drop down in the Discord your next day off, and I'll react to it then. Try to be a little bit earlier because all the game stuff's in the morning, bro. I saw that you were there, and I was like, oh, why'd you come right now? Because the minute I start talking about Joshua and Burke, welcome to the Got Good, brother. Welcome to the Got Good, W. Hell yeah. But yeah, try to just let me know the next day you're off, and I got you, man. I promise you. We gonna get the video. I promise you. The minute I talk about it goes from gaming in the morning, and then we get to this, and then it just kind of takes off usually. So, and if I were to switch away from anything that's not this, it would just, and then I wouldn't recover from it. That's usually what happens. So
thank you very much for joining us today. You know, the question that I asked you as we were sitting down here today is, when are we going to see the uprising that we've seen previously? We saw the terrible slaughter of tens of thousands of people in Iran. But behind this idea, whether the president has, sort of specifically said it or not, is the uprising that people expect to happen and the change in government in Iran.
All right, I'll catch you tomorrow then. I got
Martha,
you.
The way I see Operation Epic Fury is almost
Oh,
like a
thanks for the
two-step
trophy.
process. The first is the United
1,000
States and Israel
joules.
achieve
I don't know
our
what the hell that
military
does.
objectives.
It's in,
And we are so well
clutch.
on our way of
I don't know what
doing
a
that.
clutch
So
is.
the
I
remnants
don't know
of
what
the
that is.
nuclear program, the ballistic missile program, and the naval capacity, which has been almost completely obliterated at this point. When that happens, I think you're going to see a softening.
Yeah, dude, that daylight savings time fucked everybody over. We need to get rid of that, man.
A part of the regime's posture, because this is as much an ideological war as it is a military campaign on the Islamic Republic's side. And let's also remember that the people of Iran have been told both by President Trump and the Israelis, stay indoors as the bombs are falling overhead. And so I think the sense...
I don't really think we're going to get anything out of this. This is kind of boring. Moving on. We still got the rest of Fox. Let's see, what else do we have here? We got some new goodies. What is this? Chilling report. Here we go. Trump already threatening the new supreme leader.
The war in the Middle East threatening to spill well beyond the region as Iran is reportedly trying to activate sleeper cells abroad.
Steve Harrigan is live at the border between Iran and Armenia as Iranians look to flee.
Hey, this is what happens when you don't have filtered immigration. When you let all these people pour into a country and you don't check them, you're gonna fill up with a bunch of terrorist cells.
Hi, Steve.
They openly admitting they have terrorist cells too. Like, come on, guys.
Morning. The U.S. reporting encrypted messages coming out of Iran in the wake of the death of the supreme leader on February 28th. These encrypted messages, perhaps radio messages, signals ABC News is reporting that an alert has gone out to law enforcement warning about the possibility of sleeper cell attacks in the U.S. President Trump addressed the risk of a sleeper cell attack.
Activated any sleeper cells inside the U.S.
They've been trying for a long time. We've been very much on top of it. We're watching every single one of them. Yeah, we know a lot about them. The biggest problem we have is the Democrat shutdown. We know a lot about them, but the shutdown doesn't allow us to do what we have to do.
Here,
that is a racist comment, bro, and you're getting reported for that. Hate speech. Boom. That's a racist comment.
Along the border between Armenia and Iran, just a trickle of Iranians coming out, many describing scenes of total destruction and terror that they left behind.
Of course, we've seen explosions very often, from 3 a.m. till 7 or 8 a.m., then nothing until midday. In the afternoon, the very heavy bombings resumed. There are 50 to 60 bombings daily. It's very scary. It's unimaginable for the people with children.
Hard to imagine being a family and hearing 50 to 60 bombings a day. Tehran is about 450 miles from where I'm standing here in Armenia. Guys, back to you.
Steve, is Armenia receptive to receiving these Iranian people?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question, please?
Is Armenia receptive to receiving these Iranian people?
No, it wasn't you.
Definitely. Right now, it's just a trickle, but keep in mind, this could turn into a flood. It's one of the only open working borders. Armenia is one of those rare countries that has good relations with all the people around it, with Iran, with Russia, with the West. So it's an open border, and it could get very busy here down the line.
Steve Harrigan live for us. Steve,
is it fucked up? Hold on.
Thank you. With that, let's bring in national security and military analyst Dr. Rebecca Grant. Dr. Grant, seems like now would be
typically I pause it so that way whenever I talk I'm not fighting for audio space. So that's why it's kind of like level. Maybe I haven't really been following that too well. I should be paying more attention to it. My
for the Democrats to no longer stop the prevention of funding for DHS. But moving on from that, obviously we struck Iran before they struck us. When it comes to these sleeper cells, how hard would it be to do the exact same thing? Prevent these sleeper cells in our country, in other allied nations, from striking before.
Pretty easy, you know why? Because if they're Googling anything, they automatically get, if they Google like bomb making ability, like bomb making, they automatically get put on a federal watch list. When like this is what a lot of people think happens when you're in incognito mode and you Google something. I guess they think that they have a privacy on the internet. I don't know where that mentality comes from. You have no privacy on the internet. when you Google bomb making, you get put on a watch list for a while, actually. So, like, keep that in mind. If you're ever, like, Googling stuff, like, if you Google, like, certain things, certain terms, you get put on a watch list by the FBI, and they monitor you for a little bit. So, it'd be incredibly easy to prevent this.
They got to us first.
The sleeper cells, or as the intel community calls it, covert lethal activities. And FBI, DOJ, intel community, DHS, they are all over it. And they actually have prevented some attacks in the past. You know, what Iran likes to do, and this is all IRGC, they hire criminals here to carry out assassination plots. And they've been caught and indicted trying to get Secretary Pompeo, former National Security Advisor Bolton, and of course, trying to go after President Trump himself. That's one of their key activities, and we need that whole of government approach. But I'm telling you,
it doesn't matter what you look up. What matters is if you Google how to make a bomb, you will immediately get put on a watch list. Like, that's how it works. Like, it's not
all over that.
They track certain incoming and outgoing media as well. So, like, if you're on a Zoom call with, I don't know, some dude in, like, a country where it's known to have, you know, terrorists, there's a good chance that you're going to end up on a watch list. And if you say certain things, like even over the phone, like, you know, harming the acting, you know who, I'm not going to say those words in a line, but if you say stuff like that, you end up getting put on a watch list. Like, they watch everything you do. Like, why do you think Jeff Bezos, anytime you see a recording of him next to his computer, he's always got tape over the lens? Like, that's what Edward Snowden got kicked out of the country for, because he unveiled that America is able to look into your camera against your like whatever you want. Like, it's obvious. Like, you have no privacy.
That encrypted communication too.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, this report, though, is very concerning. Encrypted communication that is said to have activated sleeper cells around the world. How concerned should we be about this?
We definitely need to be vigilant. You know, it's a multi-pronged threat. It's towards our diplomats abroad in some cases, of course, as we know, towards U.S. bases and facilities around the world, and then some focus here as well. But we've had elements of Hamas, Hezbollah, et cetera, operating in the U.S. over a long period of time. I think their threat profile is really well known. IRGC always has to transfer in money to fund these operations and pay off criminals. That's another good way that we follow them. But no question, we need to be on a heightened alert and heightened vigilance as Iran lashes out, because they can't stop our military forces and epic fury. This is sort of a last gasp of the IRGC.
Yeah, no, they're losing so damn bad that they're resorting to whatever they can. Like, they're activating cells here in America that are so fucking brain dead that they can't even, thank God they can't make IEDs correctly. So, like...
Meantime, President Trump indicating he likes the model for leadership used currently in Venezuela for Iran. Watch.
I like the idea of internal, because it works well. I mean, I think we've proven that so far in Venezuela. I would like to see people that are inside go. Now, they talk about the son of the Shah. They talk about other people, but, you know, hasn't been there in many
It makes you wonder how many Iranian people are going to be released whenever they finally overthrow that regime. How many Iranians are going to be released that have been kept in captivity because of their political views or for standing up against the Ayatollah? You know?
We have a formula that's been very good so far, and I think it'll continue to be good. The relationship is extraordinary with Venezuela.
Okay, Dr. Grant, so that's what the president wants, but would the Venezuelan model even be possible in Iran? Because when you look at Venezuela, we have a leader there, Delcy Rodriguez. Things seem like they're kind of working out okay between the United States and Delcy Rodriguez. I don't think the same can be said for Iran's new leader, Dr. Grant.
To me, the key word is inside. President Trump is messaging to the IRGC, which is a business concern. They run a lot of the oil business. They run shadow fleet tankers.
You know what really sucks about this? I already see comments saying they won't be overthrown. So what you going to come back and apologize when they do? See, that's the best thing is like, I've been hearing that since December, or since ICE has been in Minneapolis. Well, we want the federal government to stay out of Minneapolis. Well, that's not going to happen because they're the federal government and they control everything in the U.S. If your state wants funding, it's coming from the United States government. Oh, you'll see. We're going to win. Well, guess what happened? Y'all lost. I don't see anybody coming back and apologizing. Damn shame, really.
By bringing up Venezuela, he says, get with the program, and maybe we can find stability. And you, IRGC, if you change your stripes, then maybe you can keep your oil running, keep your business running. I think it's very deliberate messaging. A good outcome would be similar to Venezuela, where there is stability, maybe also similar to Syria, where someone who was once a terrorist is now an effective leader. It's a tough problem in Iran, but that is very deliberate.
I don't know where you hear, and I don't know what piece of like Iranian AI propaganda you've been looking at on Twitter that says that America's losing the war in Iran. That's laughable. We've lost a total of like 7 military people. And them odds don't look good. We sank every single one of the ships as well. Them odds don't look good either. We haven't lost a single airplane or ship. I don't know about that.
Holding out that prospect of sanctions relief as well.
Yeah, and that Syrian leader is
I don't know
visiting
about
the White
that.
House. Imagine if that ends up happening with Iran in the years to come.
I look forward to watching the regime fall, 100%. I look forward to being validated yet again on my take. You just watch. You wait and see. You'll see. I'll be right. I mean, it's pretty much over anyway. Like, here you go.
Good morning, everyone.
Here you go. Here's the press conference right here. And that Department of War leader's not messing around. I love it. I love to see it.
Here today to continue the updates to the American people and to those in the room on Operation Epic Fury. First, let me start with honoring our fallen. As the Secretary said on Saturday and again last night at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware, our nation's leaders honored our returning fallen as they arrived home for their final time. Last week I shared a few of the names, and today I want to share the rest. Major Jeffrey O'Brien and Chief Warrant Officer 3 Robert Marzan.
Yeah, there's like nothing left, bro. Like their launches towards Israel have dropped by over, I think it was like 79%. It's
final to fallen to return home.
If that's what winning looks like, man, we fucking losing big time, huh? Damn, bro. Damn, how could we lose so bad, guys? Maybe we should do more. We should lose more. So that way, they'll have even less missiles to launch.
And members of the U.S. Army Reserve's 103rd Sustainment Command out of Des Moines, Iowa. Last night,
How the fuck you lie to yourself so hardcore you don't see them numbers and you don't say to yourself, wow, they're losing. How the fuck, like, how much, like, bro, are you like huffing your own farts? Like, what are you doing with your life?
Been reporting we honored the return of Staff Sergeant Benjamin Pennington of the U.S. Army's 1st Space Brigade from Fort Carson, Colorado. When I met Ben's family last night, his mom, his dad, and his sister, they showed me a drawing that Ben had made when he was in kindergarten. It was clear all the way back then that Ben wanted to do one thing in his life, and he wanted to serve his country and be a soldier. And to the Penningtons, just know how Ben was absolutely a great one. And finally, Major Sorfleet Davies, who returned home this weekend after sadly passing away from a medical condition while on duty in Kuwait. We welcome him home as well and mourn with his family. To the families and the families of all of our fallen, we share in your profound grief. The Joint Force remains eternally grateful for your sacrifice and the gift of a great example that your service members have given all of us. I want you to know that their names will never be forgotten, and you and your family are part of our Joint Force family forever. Let me talk a little bit about the progress thus far, acknowledging that Admiral Cooper will likely continue to give updates from CENTCOM.
Let me guess. We own their airspace. We've blown up every missile launcher for the most part that they've tried to launch missiles from. We've taken out their radars. We've blown up all their fucking ships. We've blown up all their fucking planes. We've blown up most of their drones. We've taken out their missile making facilities. We've taken out oil manufacturing, or oil refining facilities. We've taken out drone manufacturing facilities, and we're still losing, right? Remember that, guys. We're still losing by some miraculous miracle of God himself. Somehow, magically, we're still losing. Remember, we only own their airspace. We only sunk their entire fleet. But we're losing.
As the Secretary said, we're in the 10th, moving into the 11th day of Operation Epic Fury. The Joint Force remains focused on 3 military objectives. Continue to destroy Iranian ballistic missiles and drone capability in order to prevent attacks on the U.S. and others throughout the region.
That's right, man. We're losing because there aren't enough people in Africa going without water, so we need to make better AI videos. There are not enough people in Africa going without water because of AI videos. We got to up our game, boys. We got to make sure more people in other countries go without water, so that way we can make bigger and better AI facilities to put out bigger and better propaganda. I mean, how many times do you think that they could blow up the Abraham Lincoln and it'd be okay with us? I mean, we clearly have to use the big Dorito and show us dropping, like, I don't know, like a fucking plane. We have to drop planes on them because missiles just aren't good enough. Clearly. Planes go faster when they get dropped from a plane. Duh. Make bigger boom.
And this means attacking launch sites, command and control nodes, stockpiles before...
I don't give a fuck. You understand how much money we give all these countries? If you understood how many trillions of fucking dollars we give all these countries for them to sit there and wipe their ass with our paper money, you would be blushing, dude. You know how you fix a country? Fix their government. That's how you fix a fucking country. You don't fix a country by sending them billions of dollars. Have we learned nothing in the past 100 years? Come on.
They can threaten our personnel, our facilities, and our partners. Second, we continue to strike the Iranian Navy and their capabilities in order to do things like sustain movement through the Straits of Hormuz. And third, we continue to start working on and going deeper into Iran's military and industrial base in order to prevent the regime from being able to attack Americans, our interests, and our partners.
By the way, stick around. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Check us out. We're here. If you missed the stream and it goes up, hit the like button on the stream. Sub to the channel. We're always here. We're always talking big game like this. You know what I'm saying? We have to keep making fake, we have to keep putting out that false information, like apparently America's losing. It gives you guys a chance to, go head to head in the comments, and I get to watch and laugh at it. So stick around.
For years to come and project power outside their borders. This means servicing production facilities, research and development sites, and infrastructure. Let me turn to the map. We're going to try digital today to prevent laser injury. Since our last update, CENTCOM...
Oh, yeah, it's way easier to stop sending money. It is. I like that idea.
Continues to make progress across the southern flank.
In fact, I'm almost fairly certain Marco Rubio is already advocating for that. So there's a good chance that the money that we're sending all these countries, all these foreign countries, are probably going to stop getting funding soon. And you know what? It's about goddamn time.
They've struck more than 5,000 targets. U.S. Strategic Command bombers recently dropped dozens of 2,000
Bro,
pound.
Look at that map. Holy shit. Oh. God damn.
GPS penetrating weapons on deeply buried missile launchers across the southern flank.
Bro, looked like it got fucking AIDS or something.
We also have struck several one-way drone factories to get at the heart of their autonomous capability. And of course, alongside our regional partners along the southern flank, continue to execute intercepts against one-way attack drones using fighters and attack helicopters. Our strikes mean we've made significant progress in reducing the number of missile and drone attacks out of Iran. Ballistic missile attacks continue to trend downward.
When did I ever bring up nukes? When have I ever brought up nukes? These are like 5 bombs, and he thinks America dropped nukes. This is more than 5. Are you blind? You do realize that they dropped 30 whenever they bombed? Like, we watched a video that broke everything down. Even when they took out the Ayatollah, they dropped a bunch of bunker busters. They dropped at least 30 bunker busters on the entire facility where the Ayatollah was killed. Like, the fuck?
Percent from
What's
where
wrong
they
with these
started,
people, man?
and one-way
God damn.
attack drones have decreased 83% since the beginning of the operation. A testament to our air defenders and our air defense systems, and as I said, our partners in the region continue to...
Really? Give me a second. Give me a second. Give me a second. Stick around. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. You're not allowed to go anywhere. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me like 5 seconds. Where is it at? It's 8. The fuck? Oh, I'm already in it. Oh, that's the wrong one. Go here. This stream can be accessed again. Which one is it? Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. There we go. Hold on. Hold on. Can I pop out the individual chats? How do you pop out the individual chats? Ah, there we go. Okay, I'm learning some shit now, boys. I'm learning some shit. Hold on. I'm learning shit. Okay, okay, okay. So now that we got that solved.
strike group and their families.
That's going.
And let all of them know how grateful I
I didn't
am.
mean to let that keep going. Whoops. There we go. So what was the name of that? What was the name of that guy? What the hell is the name of that guy? What was his name? You remember his name? What was his name? Anyway, you know you can say a name. Let's see. I don't want to do that. I want to see your channel activity. It's back. Nope, that's not you. Where's he at? You select the questions that are in your favor. Okay, cool. So that means that you have a counter argument, right? So what's your counter argument to everything that I've been saying, and it can't be an insult? What's your counter argument? I wanted to wait until Monday to do this, but we've got so many of these people that want their 5 seconds of shame. What is it what since I'm only picking the people out that you know I know I'm gonna win against, I picked you out. So what is it? Clearly you have something you want to say to us. I mean, so what are we I don't know. I mean, you're saying that I'm only bringing up people that I'm going to win against. So clearly you have something you want to, what do you want to talk about? What is it? What do you, oh shit, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. Ah, no, bring it back. Ah, fuck. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. You should be able to type now. I'm so sorry. I fucking don't. It's such a reflex now. I didn't even mean to do that. It just instantly happened. Like I mouse wheeled down, or like, I don't even know how that happened. That's crazy. Okay, good. You're back. Is that thing going to update? I mean, that's why I've been leaving it and coming back in. So what, if you type something out, then just copy it and repaste it. Are we going to talk? Dude, you're so fucking stupid. Bye. Enjoy your perma. If you wanna sit here and do that, then I'm just gonna perma ban you. What are we talking about? Well, I've only talked about the Iran war for like the past hour, so.
For their leadership
pick a topic,
and service.
I guess.
The crews on board this
I love
strike
that,
group
dude.
have already been endured months at sea, only to get their deployment extended. These exceptional
Trump is
Americans,
a
rogered up, all
soldier
supported
and
by their
has
families, continue to stand the watch, taking the fight to the enemy over and over again, night after night. Aboard ships like the USS Ford and the Abraham Lincoln are a special group of sailors I want to highlight today.
You know, no one's forcing you to watch it. Ilanan Sander 85. No one's forcing you to be here. You could leave anytime you want. You're acting like you have to be here. Just
the
leave.
men and women,
if
the
it's that
sailors
bad to you, then
up
just
on
leave.
the roof, running operations on the flight deck, with an
Obviously, you care. That's why you're still here.
age of the early 20s. These are the
That's right,
unsung
boys. We're gonna start holding some of these boys accountable. We're gonna start pulling them up.
heroes of naval aviation. These young sailors, known for wearing yellow shirts, are in charge of the catapults, taxiing jets around on
Now
the
that supposedly Twitch got rid of that, we're going to be doing it a lot more. So if you got something to say and you want to attack the argument, then by all means. But if you're just going to be stupid, you're going to get ignored.
flight deck, shooting jets off the front end and recovering jets off the back end. They are
I thought that shit was funny. I'm not going to lie. I think that it's funny that in the Epstein files, apparently Trump gave Bubba the goods. You know what I'm saying? I think that shit's hilarious. That's funny.
Involved.
What are you willing to do to move up in this world?
Single movement on the roof on an aircraft carrier. They are the last ones that a naval aviator sees before getting shot off the front end, and the first one that a naval aviator sees after safely trapping on the back end. And just for a minute, imagine you're standing on that aircraft carrier flight deck.
I ignore the people that are countering my narrative. So what's my narrative? What's my narrative? So you have a gaming buddy in Iran. I'm praying it is okay. That would not be fair to bystanders, dude. Talk about Trump or about the war in Iran. We can go, well, why don't you just stay on topic? I mean, if I'm talking about a topic, maybe you should stay on point. If you've got an argument against the topic at hand, then why don't you stay on target? Please experience life for the first without blah, 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 blah. I don't even care about that. It's fucking stupid. Nothing. Well, keep the topic. It's hard to keep. I mean, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. All right, well. Okay, bye. Hi to user. Bye-bye. Have fun. Enjoy the Shadow Realm. By the way, those are permabans, by the way. So,
There's 30 knots of wind in your face. The deck is slippery, covered in grease. It's noisy. There are propellers spinning. There's jet blast everywhere. The helicopters are running. Your head is on
I agree. Here's the best one. I love it whenever I see comments like this. I'm so happy you said this. Oh my God, I'm so happy you said this. So, hold on. Where did it say that at? You're defending a perverted child predator. What do you think the Ayatollah does? They celebrate underage marriage, you fucking idiot. They celebrate underage marriage. You moron. That's an invalid argument. Who said, oh my God, dude. Yo. Oh, that's funny. Permaban person don't know what's going on. Oh, y'all got to bring race into anything. It's great. I love to see race brought into everything.
And
It's the reason why our country's in turmoil right now. Is because you guys can't pull your head out of the race card and actually fix the country.
A multi-million-dollar fighter into a 1-foot square box so that those naval aviators can be shot off into the black of night to go do America's work. Those jets are fully loaded with missiles and bombs, and they are a world-class team combined with the naval aviation and the aviators in those jets. This beautiful
Yeah, I tried to. You know why? Because this affects me too. Shit, you think for 1 second I'd be talking about something that didn't affect me? Hell no. This affects everybody.
Of American spirit is the definition.
It's not even education, it's just logic. It's reasoning. If you just look at the situation, like for example, if you come to me right now and you say that America's losing the Iranian war, I'm going to look at that comment and I'm going to look at it the same way I would look at somebody who said the earth was flat. You know, I have a video for that. I have a video that perfectly outlines exactly my sentiment towards people like that. Here, I'll show it to you. I have it saved. It's a beautiful video. It has Neil deGrasse Tyson in it. I love this video. It's a beautiful, beautiful, amazing, wonderful, awesome video. And you know what? Everyone deserves to see it. If you haven't, this is not the right one. Hold on. Watch later. It's the watch later list. That's what it is. Yeah, I got you. I got you, man. Don't fret. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Oh, that is it. Here you go. Right here. Here you go. This is exactly how I feel about people that want to come and make false statements.
No, it doesn't believe we went to the moon.
Do the same thing with flat earthers. Same exact thing with flat earthers.
So I said, what kind of evidence would convince you? He said, images of the landing site of the Apollo missions. So I said, okay, here's a website where we sent an orbiter to the moon so that it was close enough, because ground-based telescopes, they don't have the resolution to see the landing sites. But if you get close enough to the moon, you can. It photographed the entire surface of the moon, and there were the landing sites, and you saw the rover tracks, the base for the lunar module. That night, he went home and found it. Then he came back and says, NASA could have faked that. Well, I'm done with you. We have no more to talk about. Because he's not ready to be convinced.
There you go. There you go. Why are you in my chat? Ain't nobody gonna convince you. All you trying to do is spread hate. What's the point?
Organized chaos. And these crews do it every single time the carrier is at work. Oh, by the way, in the middle of the night and oftentimes in the pouring rain. These are dedicated young people who take the road less traveled to serve their great nation, doing the deeds that we need them to do. America's enlisted force is the pride of every nation's military, certainly ours, and the envy of every other one as well. Each and every one of them out there across the joint force are extraordinary, and in particular today I want to highlight the yellow shirts.
That's right. And you're absolutely right about that. Hate is all they have. You know why? Because everything else, even the foundation that their house is built on, like their metaphorical house that they're trying to make into a beautiful mansion, is cracked. When you try to sit here and defend a terrorist regime, or when you sit here and try to throw the Epstein files weight around, you didn't care about that with Biden. You didn't care. You didn't give a shit about that. Y'all didn't care about immigration when it came to Obama. Obama had that for 4 years, gave the border czar a medal. Y'all didn't care about that. Where was y'all at then? What about the genocide that happened in Iran last month? Y'all didn't seem to care fucking shit about that when y'all was down there getting run over by ICE agents. I mean, running ICE agents over. Where was that at? The fuck? Y'all trying to compare what happened in Minneapolis to the Gestapo, and it's like, y'all, what the fuck? Bro, y'all cooked. Y'all actually cooked. Y'all cooked, man. What the hell's wrong with y'all?
All right, we are learning chilling new details.
Actually, it's time for me to roll up out of this bitch. It's already 11. It's 11:40. Damn it. Passed my marker. All right, so stick around. Hit the sub button. I'm going to start pulling people up. We're going to start making fun of people. So if y'all come back here, make sure y'all bring y'all's A game, because vague posting's just going to get you a perma. So yeah, stick around, hit the sub button, join the channel membership, get good. You know what I'm saying? Every little bit helps. Hit like on all the videos you see. Sub to the channel. We're here Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 11:30. Check us out. Boys, I'll be working hard. We cover this Monday through Friday. So please show back up. Usually we do a Midwest safety video, but I think I kind of just overshot my time with all the comments. Okay? I will catch y'all tomorrow, bright and early, same time, same place. Stay safe out there. Try not to go to the crazy side. We might end up pulling you up and laughing at you. It'll be great content for me. Try to put a smile on someone's face. You might change their whole day or their whole life. You never know. And I'll see you awesome peoples tomorrow. Thanks for the new memberships, guys. Y'all are awesome. Hell yeah. Let's keep pushing these people back, because all they want is to take your freedom away and complain about their lack of freedom, because that's all they have left, even though everything they're saying is just fake and lies. So, yeah, we got to keep that back. Not that one. Peace! Stay safe out there.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute. I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. And this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back. Moving